When you
I was watching
when you
Veep.
introduce someone on a show,
I
you
was
don't say,
watching,
and James is here. When Leno had Seth Rogen on. All right, everybody. Hey, here is Seth.
Almost forgot about Seth is here.
Seth's here tonight, guys. Seth's here also, James. And we got a great show tonight.
Wait, James, tell them about that podcast you got.
Next week, we got Jennifer. You gotta do the last name, or no one's gonna know who you're talking about.
And Cher.
Three Jennifers. Well, Cher would be fine. So like one Cher.
Are you comparing yourself to Cher?
But if he did all and then he threw in an actual one,
I'm just saying.
And then there was like spattered applause, and then they.
If you throw out a name like Kathy, I've got 3 actresses pop up. You know what I want to hear?
What's that?
I want to hear the story of when you and Elliot first met.
I don't know that story.
You don't?
When did we first meet? Was it doing Source? I remember going into SourceFed to do something with Lee and Joe, and I remember wanting to see you, but you weren't around. Or you made yourself.
What made you want to see him?
I thought he was funny. I was like, that tall girl on SourceFed's very funny, and I want to meet her. And then,
did you think that a relationship could conspire?
like a friendship?
Well,
Any kind is fine.
I wasn't expecting. I wanted one with Lee and Joe.
Yeah.
so Elliot was just a bonus.
I remember Elliot would also be there, and it would be cool to also see if he was there, too. But I wanted to be friends with Lee and Joe.
And is it still that way?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now Elliot's always like around.
Elliot's the one that has more free time than Joe and Lee.
You know how when they say
I
it's like
think
shoot for the moon and you'll be among the stars or whatever?
Yeah.
Like if Joe and Lee were the moon, I hang out with Elliot now.
That stars are far more powerful.
Elliot's the star.
Stars are in.
Well, they're all dead. They're all dead.
He's always around.
They're dead. When you see a star, it's dead.
You know what's
Beautiful
funny about
burst
that?
of light.
It's usually on the inside. If you get to the inside, it's been dead for years.
It's been dead for years.
Stars help guide sailors.
So
They're
you'll be
dead.
among the stars, they say.
You guys look like when you're walking down the street, you look like the real life version of the Pineapple Express adventure is.
I like that.
I
I think it looks like we would actively not try to hang out with people who look like the other one.
You guys just look like together you're going somewhere more public to make your Craigslist deal.
Yeah.
Like I'm always selling Elliot a couch.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that's the only way you would ever walk together.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
guys look
so-
like you're 2 people that weren't hanging out that are suddenly now on the same plane.
And all you're doing is saying,
You're just seeing those 2 guys for that moment walking together. But then if you look away, they're
They
clearly
shall
not.
ever talk.
Yeah. They're clearly not together
Yeah.
once you look back.
Yeah.
You've got your sunrise, you caught a prize, you're making your Johnson. Party nights, summer whites, your friends and your Johnson. Rooster tails, water trails, your kids and your Johnson. Saturday nights, distant lights, your girl and your Johnson.
What's this
You and your
about?
Johnson, a way of life for over 50 years.
What's that about?
That was a commercial
For what?
for boats. A brand of boat called Johnson.
At what point in our nation's history were boats advertised
On
via
TV.
jingle?
Right? Like run out to the store and get it.
Yeah, like the same way like hot chocolate
This
is
is a great
advertised.
gift for Christmas for Dad.
Yeah, either
A boat.
right. You guys like paper towels or boats?
What time of day do you think that commercial appeared? During the day when moms are home? Watching the kid?
Yeah.
They're advertising it to moms.
You and your Johnson.
You and your Johnson.
Right.
Elliot's not amused by that.
No.
No, it's low
That's a little too low for you.
and
huh?
it's blue.
And you don't appreciate that kind of
And
stuff?
I do not appreciate that.
Well, it's a little blue.
No.
But I wouldn't say it's
No,
inappropriate to say it like a recital or something.
It is out of the question.
You really think that's out of the question?
It is a slap in the face.
I will say that it's crass.
It's crass, it is blue, and it is vile.
I don't think it's blue.
Do you think it's damaging?
I
to
think
those
it's
who hear it?
damaging to the innocent people that listen
Do you think it does
to
anything?
your words
Does it do anything to your
on
brand?
this. What is this podcast?
It doesn't damage your brand, does it?
Okay.
Did you ever be in a boat commercial?
Okay, that's how it's okay.
I just
Okay.
Question.
I
I can picture you in a boat commercial.
Okay.
I just didn't think it was like that. It's not blue.
Good day.
What you know? What's blue?
Good day.
Like being like
He's
saying
leaving.
the F, saying F.
I am
saying
leaving.
fuck.
Could you-
That's blue.
What would keep you on the show
That-
right now? You, Elliot, and your Johnson, and me and Steve in the podcast.
We are being.
Tucson Comedy Festival. You get off stage after doing real good, and you're like, "Yes, at least I'm better than Mike."
You know, I
Did you hear my mantra?
I don't think he has ever thought that after a show,
Before though,
but he might have thought it before.
After the show, never. But his ego bounces.
It goes
Right back.
It's never the same.
I don't think I've legitimately ever thought that.
I don't think
Yeah,
you have
you
either.
have.
I just thought
Not in a I think you're better either.
hear you say it, but I come outside and you're like talking to some of the other comics, and you're like, "I think he's so fucking stacking breaks." Remember your words? You were like, "He's stacking breaks."
I've
What does
never-
that? What did that
What
mean?
is stacking break?
It's just when you get
This
like
one's-
applause break
it's a
after
slander.
applause break after applause break. It's like you stack them up after a while. It's like hang gliding.
But like, there's no way to like actually do that. It just happens.
Can I tell you what that story is? Do you know? Have you talked about that? Mike, after we'd been doing open mics for a while and we started doing shows, he started using the phrase stack and breaks.
Stacking breaks.
And I let him do it for like 6 weeks. And then
didn't
one
say
day I was
anything.
like, why do you say that? And he goes, I stack and breaks. And I was like, that's not a thing. And ever since then, I've hated it. And now he's trying to attribute it to me, which is not
Why are you
how
doing
it
that,
went
Mike?
down.
Well, I'm twofold. I'm saying it on a podcast so it becomes a thing now. So
You're
now
trying to
people are
make it
gonna-
into a thing.
Yeah, hashtag stacking breaks. Like we do it. You tell the other comedians that I do it,
So like,
and
okay,
everybody
but
in the
like,
community talks about it.
but it's like a brag thing. Like I was stacking breaks.
Yeah,
last
usually
night.
you don't say it about, like, I would never say it about myself, but when Elliot says it about me to the other comedians and I hear him, I get to tell the story on the podcast.
See, again, this is a fabrication. He talks about
Oh,
stacking
that's the
breaks
point
all
of
the time.
contention there.
Yeah.
He thinks that you said to someone that he was stacking breaks.
There's a reversal of the yeah.
I can call
when-
any number of comedians right now on my phone and say, does Elliot come up to you when I'm on the stage and talk about the breaks that he's stacking? And every one of them would agree with me.
Really?
I've heard him say it. This guy, look at him up there. He's stacking breaks. Shush, here he comes.
It's never
That's when I
happened.
come off
it's
the
never
stage.
happened. I don't believe it's ever happened.
There was one time,
But it is a way to like brag about it. That's what it is. It's like you're bragging about how well you did. I was stacking breaks. man.
Stacking, yeah. And right now, admittedly so, I'm the only person that says it.
It's kind of cool.
Thank you.
I actually kind of like it.
Huh, seems like
Yeah, but the
I
thing
don't
is, he
wanna
didn't present it like I'm trying to get it going.
He
If
lied
you
about
know-
an interaction.
Right. If you know going into it that you're being proposed this new phrase, you might be able to objectively decide what you want to do, but he doesn't give you that option.
it's called an
Instead,
organic integration.
It's called. He's being subversive with it and trying to use it in the like imply that it's in the zeitgeist, which makes the listener feel bad about what they do or don't know, and makes them think they're either in or out. It's
So
a,
you've
it's a
heard
horrendous thing to do to somebody.
Dude,
You've
you're
heard
making a
Mike.
bunch of good points right now. I bet you're stacking breaks with this podcast.
see,
on here.
see
You're
again.
What were you gonna say,
again.
Steve?
Well, I was thinking that
So I lost it.
you are thinking that he just uses this term forcefully around you.
Mm-hmm.
So give me an instance of when you've heard him use it where you were unhappy about it.
Oh, anytime he's used it, I was unhappy about it.
When was the last time you heard him use it?
Probably
and
last
in which
time
way was it?
Last time I stacked a couple breaks, probably realistically.
No, what it is probably was in a second degree way talking again about the phrase stacking the breaks and how you can't.
One on top of the other.
So you're saying the last time you heard him talking about stacking breaks,
He was
he was
talking
explaining
about
stacking breaks.
Exactly.
After I did it, probably.
Have you ever heard him use it like without explaining what it is?
I've heard him say stacking to someone else, and he got as far as stacking before I was gone because
So he might have.
I knew it was coming.
Was it possible he didn't say breaks?
What else? What else begins with stack? Name
Well,
one
I mean,
thing.
you
One
could,
thing.
You could.
He's got a good point. Just
Well,
stacking
stacking
and that's
breaks.
it.
If stacking breaks was used in the 80s, now it would be called stacking. Joe was stacking, dude.
Huh.
And then, like, you'd be a hipster by saying he's stacking breaks. People be like, "Oh shit, he said stacking breaks."
And they would
No,
say,
I
it's
didn't.
like when
you
people
stacked
are
tonight?
like, "Yeah." It's like when you hear someone now use rad.
Yeah.
You're like, "Oh shit, that's cool." Fuck.
Yeah.
You really do think it's energy based? You think it's an energy thing now?
Yeah. Yeah. I think it represents your nervousness. Boom. Stacking breaks.
I mean, he did.
You hate it
That's
so
the name
much.
of this episode for sure.
Stacking breaks.
breaks.
Okay, good. Then we can retire it after
It's
this.
fine if it becomes a thing. Just I think people should know. Now that people know that it's a thing, yeah, I'm all
You
right.
hate it so-
Oh,
I'm
now that
down
it's
for
cool,
movements.
Elliot's okay with it.
No, now that I'm
one
okay
person
with it,
on the
it's,
outside.
Well, it's because you
it's
know it's
cool.
going to catch on now. So you don't want to be that guy that's like, I don't like using stacking breaks.
I just
You
don't
know what
wanna
I
be-
never liked? I never liked hella.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, I was about
Ever.
That was bad,
Ever.
yeah.
I ever, never. I never used it.
Me neither. Came out of nowhere.
Where
Weird.
did hella come from? That
I
one
think it came
episode?
from South Park.
That one episode of South
I
Park?
really do.
Wow. Good for them.
Do you use like?
What?
Owen said North California, they say it.
North California.
You travel up the 199 up there to North California?
I was born and raised North California. Where you from, man? You from around here? I'm from North California.
What's that accent? I can't place it.
Down here, I'm sorry, sir. What is the abbreviation NC, really quick?
North Carolina, I think.
That's North Carolina?
Yeah,
Is that,
yeah.
No, it's North California. When I send letters,
Like
I
where
put-
where they say hella. You're thinking about that part.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, Elliot, thanks for being here, man. It was really fun to have you. For reals.
Thanks, man.
Would you come back?
Where are you appearing next?
What? Where am I appearing next?
I'm just
Yeah,
trying
where
to
can
think
people
of
see you?
things that
Can they
people
see
say
you
at the
doing
end.
any comedy stuff or?
Mike Falzone and Andrew Tillman and Elliot Morgan will be performing at the Formosa Cafe on Friday, 7:30 p.m.
Is that this Friday?
When does this go up?
This goes up on Friday.
Yeah.
So today, I think.
Tonight.
Tonight.
We'll be
Tonight.
there.
At what time?
7:30 p.m.
Is that a ticket situation or
There are
Show
tickets.
up.
just go to the Formosa Cafe?
Usually good. Yeah.
Is that an online situation? Like you'd prefer?
No,
it'd
it's
be
a real
best
place.
to buy that online. Or,
You go. You talk. You listen.
but is it like? Would you prefer people buy tickets online or do they do
No.
it at the door?
At the door is fine.
Just come to that.
How much are those tickets?
Like $10.
That's not bad.
No drink minimum.
Well, shit, you might see your boy there.
And no laugh maximum.
Any you guys gonna be stacking some
Stacking.
Stacking the
We're going
breaks.
to try to stack.
stacking some breaks? You gonna be stacking, Elliot?
I'm on
Elliot
board.
said it
All I'm saying,
naturally.
been on board.
I'm
the whole
over it.
time.
Wow, you're on board with it now. So,
I'm kind of over it. I don't know if I'm going to say it anymore.
all right. What's your Twitter name, Elliot?
Elliot C. Morgan.
That's cool.
What's yours, Steve?
There's 2 T's in that, Elliot, too, by the way, right?
There is.
Who cares about mine? At real Donald Trump.
Lowercase r on real.
Did you see
No,
that?
it's REEL. That's my rapper name. Real Donald Trump.
All right.
I'm a movie maniac Donald Trump impersonator. Real.
My rap name is Kimmy Scribbler.
Kimmy Scribbler. That's so good.
Yeah, because everybody says...
I'm sorry?
Everybody says DJ Tanner.
Yeah.
So I wanted to be the sidekick.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I have a name, DJ's name as well.
Okay.
It's Eric.
DJ name is Eric.
Just Eric.
Okay. Any weird spelling or?
No. It's the one you know. No, I really do. It's my DJ name is MC17.
I liked Eric a lot.
All right, well, I'll stick with Eric. Elliot, you got one?
No.
You don't even have a fake one?
I don't remember.
DJ checks his watch.
And his phone. Checks his watch and his phone.
I won't try to make up things anymore.
Don't do
Elliot.
that. Don't do that to
I'm
me.
so sorry. That's
Don't
so
fucking
rude.
do that to
That was
me,
so
man.
rude.
I thought.
Did you
correct
see
me
what
if
he
I'm wrong.
did?
Correct me if I'm
Did you
wrong.
see what he
I
did?
thought we were just friends, kind of hanging out. I thought that was the first thing you said.
My dog. I was just.
Oh,
Okay,
shit.
guys, we gotta wrap it up.
So, no. We have plenty of time. That's
No,
the
it's
thing.
so
I
good
looked at my
to-
watch. We're good. I'm
Oh,
good.
we're good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't. I was just saying.
You're doing the you're worried it might be too late.
Right, but it's not.
How
I'm
soon
good.
after Elliot gets a legitimate TV show does he do that to us, even when we're not recording
You're
podcasts?
right, man. He's testing it out right now.
Yeah.
No.
Can I get out of this by doing this with these guys? Can I get out of lunch by doing this with these guys?
Elliot, don't.
What were you saying about?
We were
somebody
talking
else's-
about how if you became a celebrity, you would do stuff like the old look at the watch routine.
Yeah.
Which for the podcast listeners is what Elliot did when we started the whole don't do that thing.
Yeah. That was
He
the
looked at his
catalyst.
watch.
Oh yeah. You guys didn't make that clear. Yeah. That was because I
Yeah,
was just
we're saying
checking.
that if you became famous, you
I
would,
would be that guy.
You would
for
definitely
different
be that
reasons.
guy.
Yeah. Dude, that's your mucus pocus right there.
It was a beautiful ceremony. Trisha looked beautiful. Nate looked handsome. Ceremony's going on. Everyone's listening. It's great. It's beautiful. It's a short ceremony. You checked your watch. I remember you checked your watch during Trisha's wedding. Let's cut to a clip. What happens when you're not wearing a watch? You still look down at your wrist, hoping that your salvation is there, hoping your key to getting out of whatever you were doing is just right there.
Over to you.
Huh?
Over to you.
That's good, man. That's a good.
Why do you have a dog, Elliot? Is it so that you can
Just get
leave when you're done?
I
When you're
forgot
done with your friends?
forgot to put my watch on. I have a dog. I have to go.
If we could have cut to a clip of what you do when you don't have your watch, it would be that exactly. You would do this. You'd look down at your wrist really quick and go, I have a dog. My dog.
Right.
My
I got a dog. I got a dog. Yeah.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah. That's not good comedy, I don't
No,
think.
for example, right now
To
we're
set
so
your
far
friend up
away
for something.
from anything that is funny. that I'm
very
getting
true.
worried about the rest of the show.
Well, I feel good about it, but Mr. Checks' watch over here has me nervous about the episode.
Oh, good Sir Jackson's watch.
Sir Checks' watch.
That would be your name if you were a what is that restaurant? Medieval Times character. You're the White Knight, Sir Jackson's
Sir
watch.
Checks' watch
Checks'
was
watch.
in one of the Pink Panther movies. It's coming back this week and shit. It's like, can you just like go back and read what when we said we're gonna go on a holiday break for me really quick?
Yeah.
and then tweet something like maybe like Happy Holidays or
Yeah. Or like,
an
hope
acknowledgement.
you guys are doing good.
Yeah,
healthy.
How about can't wait to hear you guys again?
So you guys are complaining that somebody
Wanted the
wanted
show. Wanted
your show,
Yeah.
No, I'm complaining that someone
but they didn't do it in the right way.
No, I'm complaining that they didn't see the tweet where he said we're going on vacation.
There's not a world in which I would ever go back through somebody's tweets over just asking them a question.
Yeah.
Well,
Now I can understand if you said it on the podcast. Did you say it on the podcast?
yes,
We did
We
say
said
it
it at the end of the last episode.
Yeah.
Okay, then I'm with you guys.
Yeah.
Every now and then, Mike sends me something that he did that he likes. That he
That
made.
is the thing that I do.
Yeah.
Is
And
you guys have like a father-son relationship?
I'm like, I hope Elliot respects me as a comedian now. Check this out. That's
Maybe
the
no.
thing.
And every now and then I'll be like, I'm proud of you, but I
Ye-
put the emphasis on proud like that. So he goes,
Proud of
He
you.
says it like with a weird inflection like that.
Yeah.
You know what I think it is? He was the first one that got the special, right? So I'm just following, I'm just trying to keep up.
Yeah.
I
So
have
everything I put out, I'm like, maybe this is the thing.
I have a I'm the you see things like Star Wars.
Did I say that?
I
ever?
can't wait to hear where this goes. I'm like so excited to hear where you go with this.
You got your Luke Skywalker or whatever.
Did you
Yeah.
think this out at a different point?
Imagine I'm Darth Vader, and what is Luke trying to do? He's trying
Kill
to
him.
win his approval.
Cut his hand.
Trying to win his approval.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what he was
I
trying
think
to do.
It's been a
Like he
while
just
since I've
didn't-
seen the film.
Well, he didn't find out he was his dad even until the second one. So,
Yeah.
Okay.
in the end of the second
It's actually the sixth one if you count the prequels.
one. Okay. The fifth one was the Empire Strikes Back. But
I'm not familiar with any. Is this the one with the ring and they have to throw it in?
Did I say
in Hawaii?
you did
I meant to
say.
say sixth.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was so much fun.
Well, no, you said sixth.
that was
but
the
the
joke
sixth
I was making.
is
I was
Return
correcting
of
it,
the
but
Jedi.
yeah.
Okay.
You guys ever think about which moment led you to this moment?
Steve's.
Can we come back? Can we? Are we allowed back in? The door's open just a crack. Can we step in?
You got a couple friends at your ears. Can we come in?
Freaking out. Remember, it was like,
Yeah.
except you. Okay, so it was like a commentary episode or something.
Yeah, where we didn't get the streamy or whatever.
Yeah, what? How
And
would you
everybody-
react if you didn't get the
yeah.
streamy? And then we all did it, and everyone is doing something different.
Yeah.
And everyone's doing something brilliant. I feel like, and it's so funny because it's like we don't plan that out. Like we
No.
didn't plan it. We just did it. And I love how yours is so like subtle and fun.
It's trying to be.
Yeah,
That happened.
you're like you're doing exactly what you probably would have done. Yeah.
being somewhat passive
Yeah.
aggressive and making that kind of. Yeah, that was a fun.
Do you remember when you were on this one last time, Elliot?
Yeah, I was very, very intoxicated.
Yeah, yeah.
Not on alcohol.
Right. How was that? What was that like?
Well, you guys were real mean to me, and then Mike had to later sincerely apologize to me.
I did, and that's an important part of being an adult is just knowing when you have to.
Hey, man, we were just, I was, all in good fun, but we were pretty mean to you.
Is that what you
I
said?
just say
Mike?
I'm sorry.
Probably something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
I was
I didn't
definitely
feel
real
like we were
sorry.
I didn't feel like it was genuine like fun poking. I feel like it was very much like we got into a habit right away with like just kind of like playing with you a little bit.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like it was mean spirited.
Oh,
I felt
no.
like it was just kind of like it was a fun opportunity to kind of like take advantage of your inebriation a little bit.
I was trying to hurt your feelings.
And I got that too. I did get that. You know,
I think Owen was trying to hurt your feelings too.
Yeah.
I don't remember a lot of it. I re-listened to it one time when my brother was in town. And I was like, "You need to listen to this," and my brother was just like hysterically laughing. And then I just remember when we were actually doing it, I just remember Owen being like, "Damn, Elliot, where did that come from?" or something. But I don't remember what I said or what he was talking about, or if he was being sarcastic or something.
I don't remember any of it. We grouped in together.
We were like the D12 of comedy.
Nope.
We should make an app called Grouped In, where you can hang out together as friends
Where you buy
and get
things.
quapons so you can spend them on things.
What do you want to call it?
Grouped In. Group down in. Group on in. Come on in.
Group on in.
Group on in, everybody.
That's not bad. What kind of things would you have on the app?
Group on in?
Yeah.
We're hanging out with friends.
Dude,
Come
yeah.
on, man.
Dude.
Mike, come on. We're back. Come on.
We are back.
Mike, we're back. Come on, relax.
25% off.
Mike,
Hang out.
relax. We're back. The entire time.
Good.
But at
sounds
one
fun.
point when we were returning the key from the cabin we rented, I went into the office where the person takes your key back.
Sure.
And it was a snowy time out there in Idlewild. It was beautiful. But
Sure.
so the second I walked in to this office, it was instantly warm, which felt very nice. But then
That does sound nice.
a lot of farts hit my face. Like it smelled
Somebody else's farts.
it just someone else's inside of their body smell was in that room. Someone else's like exhaust.
Yeah.
And it was so overpowering. It was intense.
You think that happened right before you hit the knob?
I don't know, because I feel like, now I'm no scientist, but I'd like to, this just makes sense to me. Doesn't it seem like a warmer room would store fart smell more than like a lukewarm room or even a cold room?
Well, cold room preserves the molecules.
wow.
They slow down, and I think they last a little longer.
But have you ever smelled a fart in the cold?
You could see them. I don't know that I've ever.
Can you see a
smelled-
fart
That's
if you
really-
fart out in the cold?
That's a very interesting.
We're getting a
I
little
don't know
off
that I ever
topic.
have in like a really cold
Yeah,
environment. smell
right?
fart.
Because I don't think I have at all.
But the hot rooms, they heat
But
them
a
up
hot
real
room
nice.
can coast a fart along the waves, I feel like.
Sure.
I feel like you're just creating like a little whirlpool of farts.
Heat
in
is the
heat.
lifeline of the fart.
Heat is a fart tornado,
I wonder if it's because heat.
which is also my favorite Patrick Swayze song. Heat is a fart tornado.
Patrick Swayze.
He
I
did it
was
right
like it.
after She's Like the Wind.
She's like a fart tornado.
She's like a fart tornado.
Would venture to say that the warm air heat rises.
Yeah,
So if
heat
you
does
fart,
rise.
Heat. It keeps it down. Kind of keeps
Yeah.
the fart down a little bit
So
because
maybe
there's
it,
already heat
like,
up there.
Maybe the heat
Could be the
weighs
dumbest thing I've
down
ever
the
said.
fart. Maybe there's like a fart layer in a hot room, and then there's the heat layer.
Yeah, it's like
you've
smog.
designated, like everything has its own
Yeah.
space.
Like airplanes try to cut through the fart layer when they're coming
Right.
out of the airport.
you turn on autopilot just as soon as you get out of the fart layer.
Ladies and gentlemen, buckle your seatbelts. We're about to coast through the fart layer. How nonchalant it is.
You seem pretty excited about it.
Yeah. Now it's about my favorite time of the flight when we cut right through that fart layer.
If you
But
look out your window, you'll see my favorite part of the fart. Well, and we're gonna slice right through that fart layer. A hot knife through bread. Here we go.
So yeah, but the woman was so nice and she was so calm, and she was like even eating, which made the fart smell grosser. Like,
That was a
but
newly-
you know, it was one of those things where like you can sit. So like we've all sat with our farts. Let's not get modest here.
Okay.
You've sat with your farts before. I feel like at a
Describe
certain
what
point,
sitting with your farts is like.
well, let's say you're at your computer or you're watching a movie or something, and maybe you're alone or maybe you're with friends.
Yeah.
If you're Elliot, you're with many friends. At least I feel like you would be.
Many people.
Many people. But imagine you fart, and then it's one of those like farts that kind of sticks around a little bit,
Sure.
and it's there for a while.
Yeah.
Now, whether there are people there to experience it with you or not is inconsequential.
Yeah.
Because the point
It's a
I'm
tree
trying
in
to
the
make,
woods situation.
it certainly is. But what I'm trying to say is that sometimes if you fill a room with enough farts, you will stop noticing the fart smell because you've been in your own fart smell.
It just becomes the.
It's just a normal
like
smell.
locker rooms.
And yeah, it's like a locker room. And I feel like that's exactly what happened in this office.
Okay.
I think she had been collecting her farts.
It was a farty office.
I think it was a farty office, and I think she had already not cared about the smell and didn't care to leave the door open to let the fart out at all. And so she kept me in there for a bit.
How long? How
When I shut
rustic
the
did
door,
everything?
the lock on its own.
Well, she insisted that I shut the door behind me.
Hey, don't let any of these farts out.
Hey, can you just shut the door? I'm just keeping some...
I'm keeping years
you
of
farts?
farts in here.
got a good batch brewing in here. Can you just shut that door?
Real confident. Gotta. Such a good batch in here. Hate to let that get.
I don't know if you noticed the hot batch in here. Can you just shut the door behind you? I want to let it out.
Sweetie, would you shut the door? Got a hot batch in here.
She kept me in there a little bit because
How
she was.
long? When did you think that started? Years?
You know, it was no, because I was in that office the night that we went to pick up the keys.
Yeah, and no farts.
No farts, but also the heat wasn't on like it was the night we left or
And
the
it
day
makes
we
it
left.
come alive.
And it was early. It was early. So this is the other thing. It was early in the morning, and it was like maybe like 10 or maybe 11.
First farts of the day.
So
That's
yeah,
one of
it
the
must have
first
been
things
like
that you do.
opening farts.
I just this is gonna get gross, but
You
like
can get gross.
I didn't know up until fairly recently in my life that you're supposed to wipe until there's like nothing.
Wait, really? You didn't know?
No,
You didn't know that you're
Supposed to is the way that he phrased it, but what are you trying to get at, Mike?
it's amazing.
What do you mean
It's-
you weren't wiping right?
I think I just wasn't giving it my all.
Well, who taught you the right way recently?
No one. I don't remember.
Well, how did you learn that you were doing it wrong?
I googled it.
You Googled it.
Do
I
you guys do-
googled pooping it, and I googled like the best methods for wiping.
I'd like to
wanted
do that.
There's ways I,
did
just
a
like to
source
improve
fed.
myself.
I did a white wall video. Me and Matthew Lieberman, I believe,
That
did a
must-
white
Heard of
wall
him.
video.
that must have slipped through my cracks.
That one didn't hit my subscription box.
You don't have.
Yeah.
it's a
Well,
desert.
because you're constantly moisturized in
Mhm.
Florida, right?
Yeah,
I feel like
constantly
Constantly.
moisturized.
That's their state slogan.
constantly moisturized. Come be constantly moisturized by nature. Come let nature rub your skin. Let nature heal your skin, revitalize your skin.
Let Florida into your face.
Hey,
Let Florida into your pores.
can Florida come back?
Hey, can Florida come back? Let Florida come back.
Florida just.
Never open your
Never open your horse. That's the first thing they tell you when you buy a horse. Hey, real quick.
You gotta promise me you will never try to open this horse.
All right, you got the saddle there. You got the feed bag. What am I forgetting?
One last thing.
Don't open your horse.
Don't even try.
Don't even try it.
No. Oh God. You're gonna want to keep this horse closed as long as you can.
Pretty important you don't open that horse.
You got the saddle and the reins. Don't open the horse. You got the water.
You
Sorry,
know
what
to
was that?
feed
What
it.
did you say? Sorry, what did you?
Yeah. You know to feed it. You know to not open it. You know to take it out for a walk.
You can't leave him out in the cold.
Yeah,
You definitely want to feed it. You don't want to open it.
Yeah, right along with you're going to want to feed it is where that rule goes.
He's just like any other horse. You feed it, you don't open it, you ride it every once in a while.
This is one of your not opening horses. This is one of those horses you shouldn't open.
Since I know you're gonna ask too,
I sold you.
you shouldn't open it.
Do you have any questions for me before you leave with this horse?
This very, very closed horse. No leave.
It was over Christmas break, and Steve Zaragoza texts me, and he just says, "Elliot, do you remember that time we shared a tender kiss?" I was like, "Yes, I do."
Yeah.
Dude, like, I can't remember why I brought it up, but we were all joking around over the break,
Sounds horrible.
and it was a nightmare. but I think maybe we were just talking about how unafraid to kiss man I am, and how not uncomfortable I am, and how natural it is.
Sure.
But
How much I like it, and
how much I love it, how much I wish I could do that only. But
Anyway, what were we talking about?
anyway, I'm fine, guys. By the way, I'm fine. Gotta go to Breeze in a bit, so I'll be fine. But I was thinking about how like it really was like kissing your girlfriend or your lover.
Mm-hmm.
That kiss that we shared.
And no one saw it.
No one saw it. It was just us.
And then we were just like, did we just kiss?
It was like so
and
like
it was nice.
natural. Like it was
like,
nice, and it was like
just a little like I remember it being like
it was
both of our lips were just real soft
yeah,
and nice.
and we didn't push. It was just a nice
yeah.
little, but it was just. I think I was saying goodbye.
It might have
to you or
been. It's
something.
probably my best first kiss.
It might be my best first kiss too.
You guys.
Because it was the more natural than any other.
Well, because it was like we had this subconscious tension that we were relieving.
Yeah.
Well, now's your chance to kind of take it back, Elliot. Go ahead and maybe take some shots. You can take some shots at Mike. Maybe you can make up for all the times you felt like Mike was being mean to you.
Do you want to do
heavy
like
sweater? It's like a heavy sweater right now.
You can give it to me too if you want. I think I might have been poking fun at you a little bit.
You want to do like a roast battle?
Have a moment. Go ahead.
But we can't hit you back.
I'm sorry to put you on the spot, but I think it was you that said you wanted to become a comedian.
I'm not really that kind of comedian. I like to sit
Really
down
let
and
us
kinda
have it.
write and
You're not a
craft.
funny comedian? Is that what you're trying to say? No, you're not like one of those comedians.
What I mean is that I'm more of a sort of a humorist than a.
Think on your feet type of guy.
I don't know exactly what that means, but I can Google it and get it back to you later.
Not really a yes and type of comedian either.
No,
Yeah.
but it's a no, but.
I'm a no butt comedian.
A lot of no but
no.
coming from-
But no.
I was thinking about the other day, like Gark. it's dark green.
Gark!
Those were great though. I enjoyed.
Gark sounds like an alien.
Yeah, one Gark.
Yeah,
Isn't Gark. Wasn't that an alien? Wayne and Gark. You remember?
Elliot's so done. Like, I wish you could see him. He, like, can't wait for us to end the podcast. I feel like you did this last time, too. Remember when you looked at your watch?
It started 10 minutes
He
in.
looked at his watch at the last one, remember?
We're
You got
standing.
places to go, and we're just standing.
I have nowhere
well,
to
I'm
be.
sitting, so I'm comfortable.
Yeah, he's fine.
Well, listen, guys.
Did you think Gark was funny?
I
I'd love
honest
to
to God
hear your
was
comments
zoned
on
out.
Gark.
I was checking my Snapchat.
Well, Mike came up with a Damon Ross paint called Gark.
He
that's
doesn't think
fair.
it's
That's
funny.
fine.
I like it.
My favorite paint name of that list was Massive Pink.
Now lines my belly, preparing for poop.
Preparing for poop is a fun like autobiography.
title.
Steve Zaragoza, preparing for poop.
My life in a digital world.
My life in YouTube, preparing for poop. This post was posted by Twig Crafter, who is chilling with my peeps. Twig Crafter says, so last week I went to buy feed and I saw a Silky. So I bought her and 5 other chicks. There was a 6 chick minimum.
You don't want to split up.
Yeah.
The next day I went back for something,
You're not
something
gonna want.
else.
You're not gonna want 5 chicks.
You know,
And you're not gonna want 4 or 3 or 2.
No. No one buys a 3 chick.
The next day I went back for something else, and they had red broilers for 25 cents each.
Nice.
So you're gonna want at least 6 of those.
If he had only known.
They were 3 weeks, so I bought 15.
15 is a good number.
I took them home and put the brooder in my house. Of course,
That's
you
where
don't
it's
have
gotta
heat
go.
source for outside.
Bruder, of course, is an Irish flute.
Today I went there and bought more bedding, and they had more silkies at $2.99 each, and Cornish chicks for 25 cents. Thank God they only had 10 left.
I would have gone crazy.
I bought them all.
This is what we miss out on living in a big city.
They're 2 weeks old. I put
She
them
lives
in.
in LA.
They're 2 weeks old. I put them in with the red broilers, and they are smaller but seem to get along. I bought 4 more silkies and put them in with my first one. Can we just get a chick count here?
75. I'm up to
Does someone want to
75.
do the math here? So this person bought
24, 23.
a silky and 5 other chicks. So that's,
So that's
6.
6.
There's about 15 of one.
Then the next day they got 15.
That's 21.
Then
Keep going. I can do this for all day.
they got some more. They had more silkies for $2.99 each.
And we're on day 3.
And Cornish chicks for 25 cents. Thank God they only had 10 left. I bought them all.
Well, that's 10. So that's 31.
10 more, yeah.
31.
And then 4 more silkies.
This is an actual
35.
word problem from elementary.
Yeah.
35, and they've been 5 days consecutively.
Yeah. So here's the rest of the message here. I told my husband before we even went in the store, do not let me buy more chicks. I apparently have a problem. Don't be an enabler.
Dude, what if she's just dumping chicks out onto a pile of dead chicks?
Yeah, it's like animal hoarding 101 over here.
She says, to be continued. Here's the thing here. It's that this. She says she has too many to list, and the first rule of Chicken Club is you don't talk about Chicken Club.
Yeah.
By the way, I had a Chicken Club the other day from Arby's, and I got to tell you, they don't just do roast beef.
Not an ad.
Not an ad. You thought you go to Arby's for the roast beef. I had a great Chicken Club, so you do the math.
You do the word problem.
You do the problems there. We'll get through this quick, guys. I know you got to get out of here. Kyanite response.
This is what we've become.
The BYC.
We're gonna.
You know what? Let's jump right into it.
You want to jump right into it?
Should we jump right?
We could jump right into it.
I think it's too much already. Let's
Here's what
ask
I'm gonna
these
do.
guys
Here's
what
where
they
we're
got
at.
going on.
I'm on the emergencies, diseases, injuries, and cures section of the BYC. Let me get a ding. Thank you. Elliot, I don't need you to check your phone yet.
We'll let you know.
Little early.
Okay.
Real early to check your phone. We've only been going for 12 minutes. Have a seat.
It makes it seem like I don't want to be here.
It does
and
a little.
I do want to be here.
But that's part of your brand.
Checking your
is
phone
to
or having
seem
this
like you don't want to be here.
a lot of.
And Elliot, you can put your phone away.
This is the end. It's almost over.
Can I look at your phone?
Why don't you share with all of us what you were going to look at on your phone? And we'll all talk about it.
What are your last 3 texts?
The thing is,
was grew up in like the religious, like you get married, like you.
Yeah,
I was in a pretty Catholic house.
So you weren't super affected by it. You weren't like.
No. I didn't. I always was attracted to more of like the supernatural, scary ghost stuff about
You wanted to get
religion.
married to a ghost.
I wanted to marry a ghost, and when I saw Beetlejuice, I realized it's possible.
It is possible.
Because she does marry a ghost in that movie.
And his jaw falls off, so you got a pretty good
Winona
shot.
Ryder marries a ghost in Beetlejuice. Do you remember that?
That was the
you remember-
original working title.
Tim Burton's,
Do you remember that?
Tim Burton's Winona Ryder marries a ghost.
Do you remember that?
Not.
I do
Bad
remember that
exec-
trivia.
I make it a little shorter of a title. We
What
need to
about
repeat the
Beetlejuice?
title 3 times, and it's going to be real weird.
There aren't other movies like that called Beetle. Like the title. Just think of the title Beetlejuice.
Winona Ryder is scared by a banister.
Winona Ryder is attacked by a snake ghost. Remember that
Tim
famous
Burton
scene?
presents Scary Bannister starring Winona Ryder.
Do you guys remember?
Snake.
Guys, when that's the beginning of Saving Private Ryan.
Oh God, I cried.
That,
almost
that
as
battle,
hard.
The battle on the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just bloody and violent. My grandparents were like, "This is real. This
They
is
were.
like."
They both watched it.
Yeah.
Both my grandparents.
It was amazing.
Your grandparents were with them.
My grandparents sat down
Yeah,
and watched
all
it.
of
Everyone's grandparents.
That was a good year.
There was a grandparents only screening of.
Yeah. It was the convention. It was the whole convention.
They let us do the grandparents only thing.
It was grandparents for
grandparent
free.
con.
And that meant a lot. yeah.
Grandparents get in for free when the Saving Private Ryan came out. Don't give me that. Don't give me that, Elliot. How are you, Elliot?
Good. How are you doing?
Great,
Steve?
man. It's been a while since you've been on the show. What are you up to? Doing
No,
the lip sync battles or?
we did that. Yeah, that was really fun. They're real good about that. They're really sweet. They let us do really goofy, silly stuff, which is nice.
Do you want to talk about any particular people you got to interview that was a treat or a joy?
Anyone you're having a fight with currently that you would be nervous if they heard this?
Oh gosh. No. Well, what about? I don't know that one, but Kate Upton was very nice.
Oh, was
you
she a
guys
sweet
in a
woman?
fight right now?
Very
You and
sweet.
Kate Upton?
I heard you and Kate Upton were in a fight right now.
It's not. I wouldn't say it's a fight, and I think I think she would say the same thing.
If I call Kate Upton up right now from Delman's phone
Yeah.
because I don't want her to have my number, I think we could all agree.
Well, I would agree there too. I know we're disagreeing, but I would agree on that. Yeah,
Well, we're
agreeing.
I don't know which page we're on, but if I
Same
was
page.
to ask her if she was
42.
mad at you, would she know who you were?
Oh, she would absolutely.
Okay.
She wouldn't know who. She wouldn't know. Who
Would
I am.
not know.
She would know. She would know if you described.
If you said, remember when you were on Lip Sync Battle? Yes.
And
How
it-
would you have
nope,
to?
That's
Still,
it.
then it wouldn't.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
remember
wouldn't
that
ring a
giant
bell.
little kid on a lip sync battle they
The
had to talk
giant little
to?
boy
It was
with the microphone.
You know, that stretched out little kid that.
A stretched
At
out
first,
boy.
I thought you meant Kate Upton was a stretched out little kid.
No,
and I was
no,
like,
no.
whoa.
She
Yeah.
seems like just
Did
a
you
person.
turn into a little kid when you saw her? Or were you
There's
not
a-
impressed?
like the
Were you
big,
impressed?
like the Tom Hanks film
She's
Big.
Definitely
Yeah.
like the incredibly attractive.
She's good looking.
Yeah, and she has a very nice personality, which was nice. And she touched me inappropriately.
She has a very nice personality. I bet that's what a lot of guys say after working with her.
No,
Well,
she
she had a
does
great
great
personality.
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
Her
yeah.
eyes, beautiful
yeah,
eyes.
Yeah, that's it.
Stunning eyes,
Dude,
yeah.
just
Wow.
and the
She's real smart.
Great talker. She talks. She knows how to talk.
communicator, yeah.
You could just talk to her for hours.
About things.
Morally sound.
Why would that be weird?
It's just not what you would expect men to say
About Kate Upton.
about Kate Upton.
That sounds
That's
a
the
little-
bit.
That sounds a little sexist.
Yeah, well,
Well,
you
we're
know,
men,
that's
so-
her business is being
Well, we're
a
just
model.
What did Kate Upton? Why is
Why
she
would it be
mad at you?
sexist?
Because they're assuming that men would say the thing about their personality first.
What? I'm out.
But by doing that, they're assuming they're esteeming her. They're saying that she's so attractive. That's what men would do. What they're actually doing is putting men down. So if it's sexist toward anybody, it's their own.
Yeah,
their
but
own
isn't
gender.
that still wrong if you're being sexist towards your own men?
Do you not think that you are sexist in certain areas?
I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about what they're doing wrong.
Do you find sexism to be in the assumption of people based off of their gender, or do you find it to be malicious?
Oh, I don't know.
I find it to be very confusing now with all
Yeah.
the rules.
It is very
Yeah. Like, are you being sexist? Are you not? Like, I just don't talk anymore, basically.
Yeah.
Should
Usually I
we
just
not talk?
assume I am in some way.
Yeah.
And then I
Yeah.
apologize.
Yeah. Okay.
After.
I think that clears that up.
John DeWeird. He texted me this. He's working on Haters Back Off, the Miranda Sings show. So he's in
Heard of it?
Vancouver currently.
heard of it.
Do you think John DeWeird ever got his name made fun of as a child?
I think maybe once or twice he did, yeah. So here's what he texted me at 9:12 a.m. yesterday. So I hit the casino last night, playing solo, $10 table, up 50, down 20. You know how it goes. And I'm playing this side bet, right, where you're paid different odds if you're dealt a 20 with your first 2 cards. More for suited, more if they're kings, highest for king of spades, etc. So everyone else leaves the table, and she starts dealing. 1 king of spades for me, deals herself a 10. 2 fucking kings of spades for me. Boom. 100 to 1. I had $2 on that table bet. Then she flips her hand. Blackjack. Fucking blackjack.
Yeah.
Am I right? But no, not this time. This time it's in my favor. Suited kings of spades plus a dealer blackjack is 1,000 to 1.
Oh, wow.
Two fucking $1,000, bro. Isn't that
Jesus
exciting?
Christ.
That's
After
really
you do
cool.
that, do you gamble again?
So we talked about that.
Yeah, you spend
And
all
it-
that money.
It's a great question.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
he said he it was Canadian money, so it's like $1,500.
it's just play money.
And
Loonies
yeah,
and
and
toonies.
he started going. He started betting like $50 a hand after that for a little while.
Yeah, nice.
And then he got up like $300 more, and then I guess he ended up just walking after that. But he started playing for a little while. You can play like if I were to get $2,000, I would immediately put down like $500, and
Yeah.
I'd probably gamble down.
Remember
to
that time you
$1,000.
lost all of your money, and then we went to the $100 blackjack tables, and then you won like 3 in a row, and then we just had to
Yep.
go.
Well, that's
that
what I was
was
gonna
so
say.
stressful.
I was gonna say that
We
like
weren't even. There was no one around.
There
It was
no
an empty casino.
You walked up to a $100
$100
table
yeah.
because you were down so much, and you're like, "I'll just give it one hand," and then
Yeah.
he had like
that's how you
3
do it.
Yeah,
That's how it works. Vegas is like you got to play big if you want to win big, Mister.
Gotta
I
bet
love that.
big
Thank
to
you,
win
Steve.
big.
Yeah.
I just realized that's been recording the whole time.
Yeah,
Parmesan,
Parmesan.
Parmesan,
Parmesan.
Parmesan crusted chicken.
Parmesan.
Thank you, Elliot.
Parmesan crusted
it out.
chicken with cream.
Crusted chicken.
Parmesan.
Parmesan.
Sound it out.
Parmesan.
Parmesan.
I'm sorry.
Encrusted-
Is there a Jean in there? Because that's Jean.
Words are weird.
It's
I see
it's
parmesan.
Italian.
Parmesan
Parmesan is also
crusted
acceptable.
chicken with
Parmesan
creamy feta,
crusted chicken.
fettuc,
Fettuccine.
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 It's fettuccine.
fettuccine,
Fettuccine.
Parmesan encrusted
The
chicken
double
and
C's is
fettuccine.
CH.
Fettuccine.
fettuc,
Nope, it's two C's.
Fettuc-
Nope. Try it again. Do it again.
fetus,
Fettu-
Parmesan Parmesan
Fettuccine.
crusted
Fettuccine.
chicken with creamy.
Parmesan.
Parmesan encrusted chicken with fettuccine.
Fettuccine. Song's over.
Parmesan and fettuccine.
You want to start that one over?
Parmesan crusted
Nope.
chicken with
Parmesan.
green,
Encrusted chicken?
creamy feta,
Fettuccine. Fettuccine.
and roasted broccoli.
Yeah.
Good.
Got those.
Baby broccoli.
Maybe turn it down a little bit.
We could turn it down a little bit.
Baby broccoli and fontina paninis
Forgot what we're talking.
We're still doing the ad.
with hard-boiled egg and arugula salad.
Yeah, that's all good.
Yeah, you
That
got
sounds
it.
great.
It's just those couple words.
You pronounced it right.
I showed Elliot a small clip of a Planet Earth show a
You
couple
did.
days ago, and it made him deeply sad.
Why did it make you sad?
Really, really messed
Which,
me up.
What did
which
you show
episode?
him?
Take it from here, Elliot.
Well, thank you, Mike.
Oh.
Well, we were.
Ow.
Ooh. We were watching Planet Earth, and we saw a herd of, I don't know what they were. I want to say some kind of wildebeest of something.
Picture an
yeah.
adorable animal.
Adorable moose-like creatures. They're
Babies.
They were all migrating together, and Mike and I were reflecting on how they don't really know where they're going, and yet
Right.
they do, and how fascinating that is. Yada yada.
Here's
as
the
you
sound
do.
of an African savanna for you to just get you in the mood here.
So they're all moving in unison, and they're moving beautifully in this sort of unconscious pattern. It cuts to a little bit away, and we see 2 wolves pop out of the woods. And
At this point, it's important to point out that I had the sound all the way down, and I had a record of the Empire Strikes Back soundtrack
That's awesome.
going instead
that's very
of
true.
the sound for the show.
What a time.
So it added to the.
You wouldn't really believe it. You wouldn't believe it.
It sounds like an experience I'd love to have someday organically.
Yeah. But I
Yeah,
like,
you have to let it happen. It can't be.
I'm gonna
Well,
come
I'm
out
not
with a
gonna-
video series. That's just that.
that's funny.
Anyway,
Well, good luck with those copyright dings.
The wolves took chase, and they began to pursue their prey, and the majority of the wildebeest, what have you, creatures got away. But one wolf targeted a particularly tiny one, let's say about the size of a carry-on piece of luggage. A beautiful chase ensued, one that was at first very fun to see, but we quickly deduced that the winner of this particular battle was going to be the wolf.
Spoilers. That sounds a little loud. Sorry, Mike. That's the sound.
And
And it made you sad.
the wolf eventually grabs the wildebeest by the tail, at which point the part I was not expecting happened. They both stopped. The wildebeest laid down. And was it? And the wildebeest laid down, and then it stared off into the distance for a second, kind of reflected and looked really calm and peaceful, and then the wolf sunk its teeth into the thing's back, and I lost my mind a little bit.
Yeah.
Because, and why is that, do you think?
Why was
Because it was hard to watch the prey get preyed upon.
it? Was the moment when it looks off and it's just sort of resting for a second before the wolf goes at it. It was too much. It was too much for me to handle.
It's a lot.
Isn't that? Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us this week.
Thank you for having me. Oh my God, this felt so good to talk about. What you guys do here is really good. It's really good and it's helpful. And thank you.
To me, I just don't know if our audience is sure of kind of how harsh nature can be. Delman, did you have a bite of that bass line?
No, let me hear it.
You want to get it one more bite?
Yeah. I'll
Elliot,
take
did
a
you get
bite.
it? Take a bite out of this bass line real
Give me
quick.
another bite.
Little
Get ready.
boogie.
Get ready.
History. History.
I mean, he's just never bored. That bassist. He's hopping around. He's going all over that fretboard.
I don't know how much they paid that bass player to do that, but it's not enough.
Do you think we could get that bass player on the show someday?
Probably.
I don't think so. I would be amazed if that person's heart was still beating. I would be
Not even
amazed.
'cause
It
they
better
age,
be at
just 'cause-
120
just 'cause
BPM.
that's a pretty crazy
It's
bass
on the
line.
wrecking
You don't
crew,
record
right?
like that and
Expect many years.
have a
afterward.
resting heartbeat of under 125.
They went too
Life
too
in the
much,
fast
too
lane.
fast.
You know
It's
what?
really good, fun times right now. I'm having a lot of fun on Instagram stories.
I like your stories. I like your little
man.
instructional bathroom
my
tips.
tutorials. Thank you. I'm having a good time.
Those are real good. Elliot, you do post a lot of real funny stuff on your stories. I like
Very
them a
sweet
lot.
of you. Thank you.
All right. Well, yeah, you can and you're just Elliot Morgan on that,
Just Elliot Morgan on Instagram.
but Elliot C on Twitter.
Yep. Yeah. Unfortunate.
All right.
There's nothing I can
Mike,
do.
you want to plug anything?
I can't
Sorry,
do
I'm
anything
sorry, Elliot.
about
We're
it.
done with
I
your
can't
part.
I tried
We're
to
done. Mike, anything you want to plug?
I have a
Elliot
show
Morgan on
Sorry,
tonight.
Elliot. I'm gonna have to turn your mic off.
Thank you, Steve. You can't hear him. Can you hear him a little bit?
I can hear you.
If I put my... Can you hear him?
I just want to say
I have a show tonight, Tuesday, April 25th. And now Steve is away. Steve is at New York Comic Con. And so my good buddy, you're going to have to help me. I want to say
What is
Alex. Elliot Morgan.
Elliot Morgan?
It's your name slipped my please forgive me.
Oh.
Elliot, my good friend Elliot Morgan is here. Very talented comedian, actor, YouTuber, superstar,
YouTube superstar,
and most recently, movie star.
movie star. What was the joke that you had?
You're gonna toss.
It's like I think it's hysterical, and it didn't get a laugh.
It has not done well
It's
yet.
still. I think I got it figured out with that
Okay.
joke. So for some backstory, everybody, Mr. Michael Falzone one time. But I've been filming stuff, and it's been a great time, and I'm a little tired, and I'm working hard, and it's beautiful. So that was catching me up. But Mike sent me this text. He's like, "What do you think of this joke?" And it basically was like, "Where do you think the term motherfucker came from?"
Yeah.
Was it like somebody was walking around and they were like, "Oh, that guy's a motherfucker," and then like, "Why do you call him a motherfucker?" And then you're like, "Oh, he fucked all of our mothers."
All of everyone in the
But
village.
I think it's funny because you think the term mother effer would mean in my mind that you F your own mother.
Yeah.
But the joke is that no, this is a guy who makes it his mission to all of his friends.
Yeah.
He finds their mothers and he makes love with them.
That's
I
his
think
thing.
That's very funny.
Yeah.
But it is.
Unfortunately, you're the only person,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes a stand-up crowd is filled with multiple people.
Yeah.
that
Some of
aren't
them
you.
are probably motherfuckers.
and maybe they take offense to that joke,
Yeah.
and maybe that's not something that I thought of.
You've always been a pretty polarizing figure with your jokes.
Yeah,
so.
I come out with the motherfuckers, and you don't know where to turn.
begin. How far down the list was I?
You were number one because I
You know my schedule.
You're my best friend. And usually, when you ask your best friend to do stuff, there's kind of an obligation to say yes.
Yeah.
And I was
start
like,
with the
if he's available, he may not want to do it, but
Yeah.
he will do it.
yeah.
So that was,
And here we are.
and here we are. And then you came over, and then I made you sit on my floor.
Yes, that's fine. No, I don't mind that.
It's a extension cord situation. that I'm
So
dealing
what
with.
does Steve normally do? What can I do to do? Is should I turn up a sound effect?
No, well, you're almost there. You have
I was trying to fake the sound effect. Is
Yeah.
that too much?
uh
Steve and I are different types
Yeah.
of hosts.
but you're also the same. You know, you have glasses.
Mm-hmm.
You have a beard, I'm noticing.
We enjoy laughter. We enjoy camaraderie.
Colorful,
Colorful
button up short sleeve shirts.
Mm-hmm. You're not wrong.
And
Do you mind if I clip my fingernails?
I would
If I could do it one handed, that'd be kind of cool.
I would watch that. I
How
would
cool
want
would that be if you could cut your?
it would save you some time. Imagine
You
the
got
things
really
that
good
you
at
could
it,
do with
yeah.
your other hand while you were cutting your nails.
I can think of one.
Um
Was that a Steve joke? Isn't that something Steve would say? Wouldn't he do like a masturbation joke?
yeah, but he would say it in a different he would put like a voice on
He
it.
would be like, he'd go like, I can think of one thing.
Yeah, he'd do that, and then I'd laugh like
I
that.
can think of one thing, Mr. Oh, you take the one hand, cut your fingers. Other hand, you're
Holy shit! Yeah, he would do things like that.
Oh, God, I
was-
miss him. I miss him.
Yeah, it's like he's been gone forever, and I'm trying to right the ship, and I think we're all going down, but at least we're all together. You've been in the woods.
I've been in the woods. I was with the Sugar Pine 7 gang.
Yeah.
A very last minute thing. Last week I was shooting a thing with Jarrett Sleeper about we did a pitch pilot called Triggermen, and I'm really excited about it because it's basically like we play these kind of hipster douchebag pseudo enlightened or actually enlightened hitmen. For
do you find out by the end of the season if you're pseudo enlightened or actually enlightened?
I think it goes. I think our characters, in some ways, are actually acting in an enlightened way, but really they're not. It's a metaphor for, and there's no way that the next thing won't sound pretentious. But it's a metaphor for the way that we act as a society, where we espouse these certain types of like enlightened beliefs, but then we compartmentalize our hatred. And so these guys
Interesting.
are like, like they're really into like women's rights, and they're into like, like all the good, all the kind of liberal progressive ideals, but they brutally murder people for the government, for a capitalist government with a military industrial complex, and they act as these sort of like mercenaries for the government. So brutally violent, like hilariously brutally violent, and like Jarrett and I were talking awesome, and so it's really cool and exciting. Following that, those were night shoots, so I was done at like 4 a.m. and then I went to the woods, and I filmed with the Septic gang.
Because this is Dynamic Banter, I have to tell you that Night Shoots was my favorite Steve Miller Band song.
Right.
I
yeah.
have to interrupt the story and I have to say that.
You
So
know-
you were shooting with Steven Suptic.
Can I be honest with you, man? I've thought about that joke structure a lot.
Yeah.
I for some reason it always escapes me. Like every now and then I'll have a good one, and I'll be like, "Oh, that that's my favorite Nora Roberts book." Or
Yeah,
something.
I've heard you do it.
Yeah, and it's fun.
Yeah.
I wish I did it more. I love it so much that I don't want it to get played out. And based off of what you just said, sounds like it has. Because
Wait, I
you
can
had to
make
do
it
an
better.
obligatory sort of like.
No, I can make it better.
I shared a bed with another man.
Yeah.
A single bed. We slept nuts to butts. As,
Sure.
Dean Del Rey
Sure. Hell yeah.
said.
Hell yeah.
No, he slept the opposite way. But it was in a room. It's a cabin in the woods, and it's like me and this guy who I've met once before. His name's Devin. He's awesome, good dude.
Yeah.
And then there's like James and Steven and Sib, the other one, and with the one with the
I know him.
fucking head.
Yeah.
Cobb. Yeah. And so Corn on the Sib says.
Yeah.
We're all just in the room, and it becomes like we've been shooting for 20 hours, and then it becomes at the end of the day a very quick slumber party, and I'm like, this is so much fun. It was so enjoyable. And then there was like, it was a
That's nice. I can't wait to see it.
I probably shouldn't have said that, so maybe we should.
Oh, you're gonna now. I'd rather
know.
start the podcast over to tell you the absolute truth.
Okay, well, let's
than to
do
have
it
to
and see
edit
if
this.
Septic gets mad, and if he does, then I'm sorry.
How about this? Maybe we could all agree, 50,000 of us, to just not tweet
say a
at
fucking word about
Steven
this. That'd be
Suptic.
great. Oh, shit, I really shouldn't have said that. I don't think they're supposed to know that, but
Okay.
that sucks. What should we do?
Let's keep thinking about
Can
it.
you just bleep out? That's like you
If
don't
I
need to
knew
edit
what
it.
time code it
We've
was
talked
at.
enough. Yeah, like it just bleep out the part where I say I get to blank.
And then I'm going to leave in everything else.
Yeah, I think that's fine because it'll give context. I think it could beep.
I
That's all
don't
you
think
need.
that's too much work. I think I have enough time
I'm
to
sorry.
do that.
I knew I was going to say something stupid, but anyway, it was a lot of fun and it was really enjoyable, and I'm very tired. I'm happy to be back, and I'm taking today off.
We loved having him, and sometimes your guest has to get up and roam around a little bit. And you know what? If it was any other podcast, I would say, no, I don't think so. But it's the Dynamic Banter podcast, and and he's back.
If it was somebody else's podcast, you would be like, no, I don't think so.
I've never heard anyone get up on anybody, not in
Really?
the middle. What kind of podcasts do you listen to? Do people get up?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Oh, all right.
I don't think I'm breaking down any barriers.
No, I don't think so. I was more just
Oh, okay.
I was killing time till you came back. And now you're half back. You're kind of doing like a squad pose right now. Are you Are you doing all right?
Joe Beretta. I love The Office.
That's the people who make the exact same show as The Office but don't want to get sued.
Uh-huh.
Could you
Mm-hmm.
What would that be called? The workspace. The workplace.
Married life is good, though? Isn't that kind of... Don't
You're
go
thinking
all
of
pretentious.
synergy.
Is synergy when you sin with your girlfriend?
On the next episode of The Works.
Sin her is whatever. Bears beats Battlestar Galactica. It was like, wait, did we go in there? We went in there for the bachelor.
Oh, no,
party.
no. I was just saying.
Oh, we were in that
them
same though.
in general.
We were in
We're
that same
comfortable.
yeah, but we were in that same casino when we were at when I took that Adderall.
Sure.
First time in my life. Welcome.
Did that make things different?
Welcome to your new life, Elliot. Oh, we make magic pills? I didn't know we make magic pills. I'll be playing blackjack for 48 hours.
Is that what happened afterwards? Were you good to go after
no
that?
one would hang out. Everybody got tired, so I sat awake in
That's
the
what
living
happens
room.
when you're the only one who takes the Adderall.
I know, I didn't know. Or
Yeah.
other people who were more used to it, but heartbreaking thing in the world.
Yeah.
The problem is that I still enjoy doing it.
Okay. Well, I could help you stop if you want.
Please do, man.
It's not going to be a pleasant experience.
I got to get through this carton that I'm working on right now.
Ooh.
But, after
if you
that,
buy hey man, here's the thing, here's a sweeping generalization. If you buy a carton of something, that's too much of that thing.
Yep. I've never bought a carton. I don't want there to be any literal interpretations of what I'm saying. I'm using some hyperbole in this postmodern society.
No, I get it. I get all of it now. I can absolutely help you stop or try to help you to stop. You're gonna hate me afterwards, though.
Yeah, I know.
Or
man.
during.
Here's the thing. I don't think I need. Oh, this is gonna be the most. This is what an addict says. I don't need help.
Okay.
I just need to decide to do it.
Yeah.
And I haven't done that. Stand-up tour just to hang out with my buddy.
I'll book a show in the woods. You think I can't book a show in the woods?
Anybody can book a show in the
If
woods.
you book a show in the woods, does anyone hear it?
There's a little tiny theater in this place we were at. A little tiny theater, and I was like, how fucking fun would it be to do like a show? And we have a little cabin that we go to, and then one night everyone drives up, to this like mountain town. You drive up a mountain at 6,000 feet in the air.
Yeah,
that's almost a mile. I'll have you know.
6,000 feet. Let me do the math real quick.
It's 750 feet. More 720 feet more than a full mile. 5,280 feet, I think. Okay, he has a capped Sharpie, and he's rubbing it on his wooden.
Checks out. It's almost a mile.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? I'm glad the numbers added up. I was worried, but yeah, how cool would that be? Do some weird shit like that. We know who's gonna show up. Who in the world?
Rhino balls.
Ryan's going to? Not after when I opened when we said talk about worms. We never did.
That's a good point. He's never going to listen again.
Yeah.
Thank you for losing our most loyal listener right off the jump.
Barely a listener, borderline co-host.
Yeah. Funnier than me and Steve combined.
Oh, absolutely. The speed of his puns is...
It's pun-believable.
What's your pumpkin spice? What's your take on pumpkin spice? I know you had that video. Do you know we've known each other for a while, when I can very recently remember you talking to me about your pumpkin spice video and you being like, kind of popping right now.
Yeah, it did well.
That video did well, and I remember you
it's
noticing
seasonal.
It.
Yeah, I had fun doing that one, and it was nice. I like pumpkin spice stuff. I really like, we used to do like alcoholic hot cider, and put the mulling spices in it and get some spice box whiskey. And that was very nice. That's a little bit of a seasonal. And
that's what you bring to what we like to call the woods trip that we're planning it, that I'm going to plan. And we're all going to go to the woods, and we're all going to have some hot tatas.
We're all going to get a little
little don't feel good next day.
We're all going to get a little. I hope I turned off my phone before I got that much.
Because you know how I get political real bad when I get a little. Ow!
You know how I text my landlord, tell her what I think of her when I get a little.
You know how I text ex-girlfriends when I
You know how Zoya texts all my ex-girlfriends when I get drunk.
Hey, bitch, it's Zoya.
I'm back. What we went ahead and did was we asked you your favorite things on Twitter, and I'd like to do this for a couple minutes because I like this. I think this is going to be great. Ghoulia, everyone's doing the thing where they have spooky Halloween names.
Spooky Halloweens, yeah.
No. I'm guessing her name is Julia and not actually Ghoulia, but correct me if I'm wrong, please. She says juice.
I think 1 year I changed mine to Elliot Halloween Morgan.
That's good. Yeah. Elliot Halloween name Morgan. I was thinking about doing Mike Candy Corn isn't that bad. Give it a chance, Falso.
Yeah, it's really not that bad.
I fucking love candy corn. And if you don't, come at me. We've spoken at great length. Ad nauseum. She goes, juice. I'm trying to find another one.
Comedy, they're so easily.
Rusty Clanton says ghouls. There's a real theme to today's episode.
People are really wanting to just move on, aren't they?
Yeah.
People are like, we got holidays, right?
Oh, here's one on the back of our baseball
cards. I think that's where it all went wrong.
Okay.
Yeah. Have you thought about what you're going to be for Halloween?
Yeah. An adult. Spooks McGee says
it'll be the first time.
And that's why I invite him over. My cat's screaming at you go home every single time you go home, no matter how old you are, you're a little bit taller and you see your house from a different vantage point you did all throughout growing up. Your house, for example, got destroyed recently.
Yeah.
So it's all different.
So I can relate to your granite countertop.
Right. I'm gonna my parents are gonna destroy the just the first part on purpose, and then they're gonna make it better because it's old.
My house got, for those listening, a little destroyed by a hurricane that came through in Florida.
Yeah,
but they're fine. Everything's fine.
Yeah.
But apparently it was the most terrifying experience that a lot of my family and friends have gone through.
Were they
Yeah.
every so often?
What do you think? Do you think it was?
You look like a hot lunch boy for sure. You look like a kid who would have called me a name for not having a snack ticket.
Do you think I was a mean kid?
No,
I was never a mean kid.
I don't think you're a mean kid.
It came through. It came through a little bit.
I do want to say that every time there were tater tots involved in the hot lunch,
Guess who became a hot lunch kid?
guess who became a hot lunch kid? It's Lucky Tray Day, baby.
I was a mini corn dog kid.
Oh shit!
Yeah, dude.
Most southern thing I've heard today.
Oh my god, mini corn dogs. Oh, give me
Most Florida thing I've heard the past. 10
Man, give me some fucking mini corn dogs.
Ooh,
I'll dip
that's
it in ketchup and mustard. Eat 17 of them before my history class.
You're a ketchup on hot dog kid.
I am a ketchup on a hot dog kid, but I can go straight mustard. I don't mind.
Yeah, I love
like
straight.
onions
I
as
always thought that shit was gross. Ketchup on a hot dog is the grossest shit. Grosser than avocado. I'm gonna make a lot of enemies.
You don't like avocado?
I'm not an avocado guy, and I've tried it.
You ever had
so many
salt
times.
and pepper? Just a little bit.
I've had all different kinds, baby. Dress it
Is
up,
it the
dress it
texture?
down. Do you think that Kim Jong-un has access to cute animal videos on his phone?
What do you think's going on with that guy, huh?
I, honest to God, and this is a sign of the times, have no idea what's happening with anyone anymore.
I think that's a very you're about to be 33 kind of thing, where
Okay.
you're just like, I thought I had some of it figured out, but it turns out that none of this makes any sense.
No, I'm at a point right now where I can't make a lot of sense out of stuff. Like, I'm very,
You said no, but that sounds like exactly what I just said.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
No. I meant no, yeah.
This is why we don't get that. Makeup. They had makeup there, and they had to make me look hungover. But twist ending.
Sometimes next
Turns
day
out
I'll be a dog.
Life, yeah. Art imitating life. And one day I was like,
You just hold up your hand to the makeup.
yeah, I was like,
person?
I was like, I'm fine. I went down and they were like, well, we're gonna, but because I was already like kind of hungover because we'd shot for 20 hours and then we all stayed up and drank out of a bottle, which was really fun and camaraderie based, and which kind of takes the life out of it when I detail it like that.
And
but
no one
whatever.
brought cups, you said.
Oh God, no. Why would they? And at a cabin, last thing you're gonna want is cups or silverware, cutlery, dishes.
Yeah.
Silverware, cutlery, same thing. Whatever. Bottom line, I looked beyond hungover.
Sure.
Like, I looked like
Too much. They had to dial it
nailed
back.
They nailed it. Like it looked like I was a corpse, and they were like, "But I kind of like the look, so I'm gonna go for kind of a hangover look from now on." I'll do it. I don't care.
I want you to just tell me a very short, old, possibly embarrassing story about you shitting your pants as a kid. Have you ever shit your pants?
Does it have to be as a kid? Not fully. I have never fully taken a full shit in my own pants. No.
Okay. You said that like I was like I said, hey, Elliot, you're disgusting.
No.
Tell me about when
No.
you shit your pants.
No, I said it like you were like, you lived in a dorm, right, in college? And I was like, no, I didn't get to live in a dorm. I didn't have the full college
No,
experience.
when
That's
I
what I'm saying.
think about shitting your pants,
I feel left out.
I think like 6th grade shit your pants.
Okay.
5th grade
I
shit.
never
your
had
pants.
that, but
The only time I ever shit my pants was during sickness. That's the only thing I could think of. I was never like, I was so drunk, and then when I woke up, there were 2 of us, and one was in my pants. You know what I'm saying?
once upon a time, I was a younger lad, younger than I am now. Now approaching 30. It seems like the days in my mid-20s were even further behind me than it seemed.
That needs to be slower, I think.
Yeah, definitely. Also, please don't pay attention to any grammar or tense issues.
tense issues?
Yeah, like tense, past tense, future tense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I'm not happy with what I said either. Sometimes I do feel like I don't like me, you know?
I like you.
Thanks.
Is that enough?
All right. As soon as you hit that music, I'm gonna.
Okay. It's an ad. There's an ad
It is an
first.
ad. That's it. We're gonna have to skip that after 5 seconds.
Steve is so good at not playing the ads.
30 years old. Nope. Scratch it. We'll start over again. It happened when I was in my early to mid 20s. It's hard to remember the exact year because life was so haphazard then. Ups and downs, lefts and rights. Suddenly I found myself on a vacation in a little place called Punta Cana. All-inclusive resort. Humble brag. And the food there was non-American. And say what you want about Americans, but I'm used to American food. I had a number of spicy meatballs. I had some Indian types of food. None of it seemed to be from where the food purported to be from. For example, the pizza was sort of like someone who heard of the vague idea of a pizza and then made it up as they went along.
Yeah, pizza, I know that.
Yeah, pizza, I know. Dough, cheese, pepperoni. Yeah, sure.
Everything is in a circle, right?
Sure. How much of everything do I put? Nothing? Okay.
You take all you have, you put it in a circle, you heat it up.
And I ate it and I ate it and I ate it because it was all inclusive. Also, thunderstorms every day. We're being rained out. So what else is there to do? Drink, eat, drink, eat.
It's raining outside. Hurry up and put everything in a circle and heat it up.
I remember this one time, they said it was going to be hamburgers. Hamburgers, you've heard of such things. I can't even describe how disgusting it was. Horrid food. Rubbery.
Remind me of what a hamburger is. Everything in a smaller circle, you heat it up.
It was all geometrically based foods. All circle, all the time. Even the cantaloupes. Spherical, nearly already, cut into little circles. Two-dimensional. Anyway. Bottom line is, I went back to my room that night. And I laid down in bed. And I said to myself, oh boy, somebody's a little gassy. Oh, a little gassy. Nothing bad happens to Elliot, though. At least he thought at the time. The lessons were to be learned on that trip. And there was one specific time where I let out a fart, where I made a conscious decision before the fart. I said, let it go. Don't hold back. Don't try to stifle it. Don't try to let just enough out so you can go on with the rest of your day feeling good about yourself. It was the end of the day. I'm on vacation. You know, let your gut out a little bit. So I let it out. And it went fine. It went fine. And I know that there are people out there with worse stories, more gross stories. But here's what I will say. After the fart happened and after I'd kind of allowed myself to fully just sort of be who I am, I felt a slight trickle down. Just the lightest trail, an organ trail. You know, just cutting through with a machete, cutting through the forest of hair that's down there, getting caught, pivoting, you know. All it wanted to do was go to the center of the earth. You've heard of gravity. It was going toward the center of the earth, which meant it was going to wrap its way around my butt cheek and it was going to go toward the bed. And it was, what, is this not how these normally go? And I felt the warm sensation of a tiny bit of diarrhea cascading down myself gently, like it cared about me, like it wanted me to feel good, like it was like, you wanted this, right? You opened the old what do you call them, doors, garage. Yeah, that's it. That's
Elliot,
it.
and I can't thank you enough for sharing that
Just a
experience.
little trickle down story. It's nothing big. I didn't shit myself. I'm not disgusting, but I definitely shat a little bit on myself.
I thought that the story and the way you told it was beautiful. It was like you were reading a painting.
Thank you, man, and thank you for letting me get that off my chest.
Absolutely, and hopefully I'll help you get it off your thigh. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Dynamic Banter. Thank you.
I mean, so I think we're on the same page, but there were reports of you taking a specific type of drug that made you run through the Denver airport wearing nothing but your luchador mask and screaming about Hillary Clinton. So what do you think, what was that? What happened there?
It's very controversial, and I don't personally like to, I don't want to freak you out. I don't know if you're developed enough to pick up what I'm about to put down to the ground.
Well, why don't we find out? There's no way to find out unless we...
It was adrenaline from dead wrestlers.
You took concentrated adrenaline from dead wrestlers.
You opened up Panzora's box.
Panzora's box.
What's that man's name? Panzoia?
Alfred
What's that
Panzora.
man?
Yes, he was Italian.
You know him well, philosopher.
He had a box, and he was like, don't open it. And when people do, they're like, whoo, shouldn't have done it. Yeah.
Shouldn't have done that.
Yep, that's a classic tale.
Yeah, somebody shit in the box.
Now, when that broke, there was sort of this whole, the scandal that erupted, it seemed almost to be, for a moment, it seemed to be that you were unstoppable.
I ran through the airport.
Literally unstoppable.
I ran through the walls of the airport.
Right, and it was remarkable because it was one of the first times that when you ran through, the cutout of your body was the exact shape of your body, much like a cartoon.
That's what I looked like.
Yeah, exactly. A book of Who Framed Roger Rabbit thing. But
Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
do you still take the adrenaline of your opponents? Endemic.
Hey, we all got things.
Culture. Yeah.
What are some of your things, Mr. Squeaky Clean?
Sometimes when I see dead people, I like to take their bones. I like to slide them
Now
out.
I feel like you're just piggybacking off of old Resident Evil.
I was, and that's a lie. I was trying to make you feel better.
That's not something you do, and I'm a wrestler, and I'm authentic, and I can see right through your pansy ass. I know you don't steal bones. I look in your eyes, I don't see a man capable of stealing a man's bones. You think you
and
can
that's
do
your
that?
Opinion.
Do you know what it takes to take a man's bones out? Never talked about it publicly. And we had a grand old time. We talked about the old days. He goes something to the effect of, "I'm gonna bring out an old friend of mine." You ever been called an old friend? I'm looking you in the eyes and I see two things. I see a man who is incapable of stealing another man's bones, first and foremost, and I see a man who has maybe never been called an old friend by another man, especially a man, excuse me, Mr. Weasley man, the size and shape of the Rock.
I'm just going to text Mike and see how he's
Don't take, we're doing a pop cax.
See what he's up to. See if any way he can still make it.
You asked me a question.
We just may not need you for the full.
You asked me.
The full hour.
Did you not ask me?
There's a lot of kids out there, Fred, who are interested.
Like a dial-up connection.
I'm gonna need you to make less eye contact with me. I don't mean that to be rude because I want other guests to feel welcome. But when you do make eye contact,
is it because we're talking about something bigger than ourselves, and you yourself are maybe afraid of your own limitations?
It could be, but I think it's that your eyes look cross, and it looks silly when you look at me sometimes. Even though I know you're staring directly at me, it looks like you can't see anything.
Elliot, I am looking at everything in this room at once.
You're like a chameleon? Or like a chameleon?
I've been a wrestler for 10...
Not a chameleon. Hang on.
You're trying to say iguana.
No, I don't think iguana.
Because the eyes move independently, and I don't have that. I'm a human being. Thank you very much.
What was the hardest breakup you've ever gone through?
Oh, my goodness. There was a girl, Tennessee, back in my tour days. I was running roughshod around the East Coast. And she was, she was one and only.
What'd she look like? Paint a picture.
Blonde, tall.
Wow.
Shortish.
I can see
kind of
her.
on the shorter side of tall.
I can see her right now. Oh, my
She's
God.
about 5'6".
She's a beauty.
Blue eyes, one of them.
Wow. What was the other one?
The other was...
Missing.
I don't know if the other was there. No.
Yeah. That happens.
But definitely a blue eye monocle.
Just makes the other eye more pretty.
It makes you... paying more attention for sure. Like, that's the one I got to zero in on, or else none of this is going in and staying.
From her perspective, too, she can see like 100% of 50% of things. You know,
she would take, before I learned to watch my own back.
Mm-hmm.
That was the one.
Oh,
she
really?
was my ride or die.
Wow.
And I'd be like, I got my peripheral. You sit kind of AC Slater style on my Mustang, my Kawasaki. What do you call it?
Mm-hmm. Kawasaki. What do you call it? Yeah.
The the motorbike that I had back in the day with my leather jacket and my bravado.
Your bravado.
And I'd say, you sit the opposite way and you watch my back. I call it rear view. She was my one and only.
And then she moved on.
She fell off the bike, Elliot.
I'm so sorry.
And I think maybe we could, hindsight is 2020, of course, if you're not her. And we can look back and we could say maybe it wasn't the smartest idea to not give her a helmet, make her sit the wrong way on the motorcycle, just so you could see behind you. But that's what we did. That's the decision I made, and the decision I had to live with. And did she die when she fell off the bike? No. Did she break up with me and marry somebody else and die peacefully in her sleep years later with a house and a family? Absolutely. And I'm wrestling for it.
I can't thank you enough for coming.
Shell of a man.
We try to have a fun time here on Dynamic Banter, and I know we told you that. I like to go a little deeper. I think that if it had been Steve or Mike, you wouldn't have had to deal with this, and I appreciate you being open with me.
A lot of people say, Fred, why the mask all the time?
Yeah.
And we're all wearing a mask.
Yeah, we are, and I think that that's a beautiful sentiment, and it's something that helps you keep things in perspective a little bit when you're...
Something funny? Something funny about
this
conversation about how we're all wearing a
There was
masks.
details in that story that just...
Listen.
If I had not asked you to come be the guest on this podcast, would you have done anything today at all? And I mean anything. Would you have done anything?
Elliot, you're showing your age again, Papa Bear. And I'll tell you why. See, you still think of things in this linear kind of fashion.
Like a day.
Like a day. You still think of a day like that, and that's where you're falling behind.
What do you think of a day as?
I want to tell you that I live in the moment every second of my life, so I haven't even given any thought to the rest of my day. You asked me to do this podcast. You said those two neckbeard bad boys were sick or whatever, and I'm here and I'm doing it. And if I wasn't doing this, I'd get a call from Chris Jericho or The Rock, and I'd be doing something a hell of a lot better than pandering to little teenage boys and girls on some kind of popcacks.
Undertaker, asshole.
No, nice guy. Some love to my boy Mike Falzone, and I want to thank you for coming out of your soft boy skin to talk to a real man, a wrestling man, a wrestling friend.
I'm not intimidated, but I think it's just I see that underneath this kind of tough facade, I think that there is within you a very sweet person, and I think that like it emanates and it's clear even as you're talking about like your girlfriend falling off the motorcycle because you put her on backwards. And her surviving and being fine, but still breaking things off and looking for a life of stability. Like I know that like you talk about these things, but I see the sweetness, and I see it, and I think you're a teddy bear, and I think you're made of sugar and marshmallows, and I think everything nice.
At this particular time, I've chosen to live my life as a heel, and so I can't respond to half the things that you said the way I'd like to. But I want you to know that you're a very special boy, and you're soft. And you're tall and you're soft. And I'd smash you just as soon as I'd kiss you on the mouth. You're a lovely man.
Be sure to submit your Story Roads or whatever the fuck Mike and Steve do on this bullshit podcast.
Story Road sounds like a horseshit premise for a horseshit podcast.
Go watch Torty Thundercloud or whatever that bullshit is.
Is that a wrestler?
That's another wrestler. Yeah.
I'd like to fight that person.
And follow Mike Falzone. I'm Elliot Morgan, and I hope you have a wonderful
Do we get a cut of the
day.
ads?
I'm
for
sorry?
this? Do we get a cut of the
Good. I actually really appreciate that.
You heard your teeth in that.
What an insane
It's
thing
so
that you
much-
guys do.
It's so different when you're sitting next to it and it's happening.
Joe, Lee, Elliot, and I have started a new comedy thing called The Valley Folk.
Yeah.
Mike's pretty upset about it.
Mike, no, that means
No,
Mike's
that
happy.
means he's happy.
Don't tell me how I feel. I've
Oh,
been
okay.
very upset about this since.
Oh,
day
I'm
one.
sorry, Mike. Go ahead. I'm sorry. You want to air your grievances?
Don't tell me how I feel. Let Elliot tell you how I feel.
I thought that was or whatever was like, yeah, these are the stories they need to hear. Like they pre-screen these stories.
These
they
are
had
the sixth
to.
graders who are most likely to put a
baby in the microwave. Yeah.
You know what's bad about that is it teaches kids, I can't put my baby in the microwave because I could end up in prison. Instead of I can't put my baby in the microwave because that's like not
Horrible
a good thing to do.
It's not a good thing to do in
There's
any
no
way.
real like it's like not a it's
Is in Valley Folk, and you just said fuck dynamic.
It just means I love History Road, but I don't want to read a story and make our friends sit here.
Yeah, God forbid it be part of the
You know
show.
what I mean?
Nice.
But
Aren't you the one who says respect the format?
but
all
you
the
know
time?
what? I will respect.
the problem with Mike is he always hides his feelings.
Elliott's trying to teach me how to suppress things.
You're like a
It's
ticking
not-
time
it's
bomb,
not
Mike. You got to
working.
let some of that out.
Listen, I'm just
history-
trying
This
to.
tastes
driveway?
like this is just liquid sugar replacement. That's
I'm just.
all that
It is
Liquid
absolutely
bathroom
is.
soap.
That's all that is.
Yeah,
This
it's
is
trash.
totally. You think this is trash?
Yeah, it's trash.
Wow.
You know what I heard?
Do you
Did
like
you
the
see it? Did I
cucumber
tell you about
one?
this tweet
Sorry,
I heard? This LaCroix tastes like you're drinking carbonated water and somebody shouts a specific fruit from the other room.
Oh, that's really
Dragon
good.
fruit.
That's really good.
Oh, man.
Wait, what was the one?
Apple.
What was the tweet? What was the tweet you said there was about
that
Star
was
Wars?
good.
Please tell us.
You're not going to believe it. I was at the screening for The Last Jedi, and the entire audience just started shouting, "The town, the town, the town," until eventually the movie theater gave in and played Ben Affleck's The Town.
That's amazing.
It's so fucking good. All right.
Wish
well,
I knew who wrote it. I would give credit, but I
I know.
don't.
I'm sorry.
Side note: I, for the last 3 years, have been tweeting very random days. Happy birthday, Elliot Morgan.
Always takes off.
It always takes off.
Yeah.
It is my favorite.
Can I
thing
tell
to
a
do.
story about that?
What if every time you said happy birthday to somebody, they actually gained a year? So Elliot's like 230
Oh, I feel
years
horrible.
old.
I
Or I
feel
thought he was
horrible.
gonna live
All of his
that
friends
way.
are gonna die.
then we could all collectively say happy birthday to Trump together.
When I went to the Woods premiere, I showed up at the theater, and the girl who played my girlfriend in the short, her name's Mimi, and she's great, and it was her and her boyfriend James, and they came up to me and they were like, "Happy birthday!" And it was like this packed theater of all like the Sugar Pine, a bunch of SourceFed people were there, and they were like listening, and they came up and they're like, "Happy birthday!" And, like, didn't you have a birthday? And I was like, "No." I was like, I think I was like, wait a minute. I was like, do you follow Lee Newton on Twitter? and they were like, yeah. And I was like, oh no, Lee just randomly says that it's my birthday, and then she was like, oh, we got you a cake, and and she looked so upset, like she looked like she
Just dumps the cake
had
in
been
the
so
trash.
excited
That's
about it.
so
And
funny.
apparently they got me this cake. It was a beautiful cake.
Oh my
like it
God.
was
I'm so
tiny. It was like
upset that
artisan.
They told him because I wanted him to just have a cake brought out to
Yeah,
him. And for
they
them
were
to
gonna bring out-
Happy birthday.
Yeah, it was a Q&A, and they were going to bring the cake out during the Q&A with this thing, and I was like, if that had happened, that would have been...
The best.
But
the
it
best.
was
so
so
good.
great. So,
So good.
I think that's as good as the fake happy birthday.
You
thing we
say
get, but
that
we'll
now, but I'm gonna
Yeah.
continue to
We'll
do
see.
Oh,
it.
absolutely.
We'll see. Maybe someone
Happy
will go to
birthday.
Elliot's Amazon wish list. Do you have a link to that?
No, I don't have a wish list.
Just
Okay, well.
15 bidets.
It
That's
would
very
be,
humble of you to not have an Amazon
I
wish
sent my
list.
mom Christmas list, and she sent back, it had like a manly candle, and it had some bed sheets and a t-shirt, and she sent back LOL.
Oh, mom's using
manly candle.
the
Can I get a
internet.
What's a
manly,
manly
candle?
candle?
Smells like leather and rust. This one smells like punching.
It smells like piss. Piss and shit.
It smells like, why don't you love me, Dad?
It smells like being crushed by modern feminism.
It's lilacs, but it's actually just wax in a discarded potato chip bag.
Yeah. You microwave it.
Joe, regardless of how he wants us to feel about it, I'm very concerned for my good friend.
I couldn't care less how he feels.
Like after
Like
this
I'm
or
going
right
to
now?
be worried.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is I couldn't
Yeah,
couldn't
like
care less how he feels.
about how he feels. Yeah.
When it comes to how he
Because
feels
that's-
about.
That's how much I worry about him as a friend.
Yeah. You're like, if he doesn't want you to care, you're gonna care.
Guess how much I don't care about how little he wants me to care.
You're gonna care so hard.
I'm gonna care hard, and I'm gonna care so little about how. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, you're like Tenderheart from the Care Bears.
I'm a tender heart from a Care
Ooh,
Bear.
nice
Yeah, man.
reference.
You're
nice
gonna Care
reference.
Bear stare right into his face, no matter how big the hate is for the care that he doesn't want you to care.
Mike already hates this episode.
These are all
For sure.
These are all fantastic jokes, but the truth is, at the end of the day, we love Mike Falzone, all three of us, and we wish him a speedy recovery. I don't know. Has he talked about what happened?
I don't know. I'm gonna not talk.
Oh,
about
you know what? He did. He talked about it on his podcast
Did
with
he?
Zoya.
Oh, okay.
What's it called? Just to Between Two Ferns? Only stupid.
Just between two ferns.
Just
nowhere else.
between Smodcast?
Some Valley. I think it's Valley. It's
Valley
Fundamentalists.
Fundamentalists.
It's the Fundamentalists.
Shooting Stars.
The Shooting Stars.
It's
With Lee Newton.
Do you really not know the name of it? Oh yeah. Because
I'm so sorry. I pulled my mouth away from the mic.
I mean, yeah, I know the name of it. I
Well, of
can't
course,
think of
so
it
do
right
I.
What
now.
is?
and the thing is absolutely Mike in the Morning is my favorite show that he does on.
And Mike will be at the Sycamore Tavern a Friday at 7.
Mike is also
Actually,
a
I'm
very
on
talented
Mike-
musician, and I really love it when he sings and plays music.
MikeFalzone.com. You can
Yes.
go to, and there's a section in there called Tour, and if you right click on it, the podcast is called Welcome to Our Podcast.
Welcome to our
Of course, we
podcast.
knew that, and this has been a bit the whole time. And if you guys look at MikeFalzone.com and you click on Tour, it looks like he's got a bunch of stuff coming up. And you know what? We save plugs for the end sometimes, but I'm just going to go ahead and drop them now. 4 minutes in, because I know a lot of you will be listening to this, and a lot of you don't make it to the end.
Can I do my plug?
Yes, well, not yet.
Okay. You're still doing your plug for Mike.
Today,
And his podcast,
Today,
Welcome to Our
which is June 15th, Friday, you can check out Mike Falzone at the Fairfield Comedy Club. Well, that's probably not going to happen.
Because you're the hospital.
Although it's in Fairfield,
Because
Connecticut.
our friend is in the hospital.
Our friend's in the hospital, but it's a Connecticut show.
He might make it because he's a trooper.
He's in Connecticut.
He's also a trooper.
He
Come on.
is in Connecticut, and he's a trooper. There's a possibility he will do this show.
We may need to start over.
I don't think that's going to happen, but
Hereditary, the movie recently, and I was in a
stop
room.
laughing, Elliot.
I'm sorry.
Every time you laugh, it makes me feel worse.
Sorry,
Well,
I didn't
was
know you
in
could
a
hear
room
it.
full of people, and I would. It's a terrifying movie when you get down to it. It doesn't matter what your background is or whatever. It's a terrifying movie. But through most of the movie, people were laughing because they were.
Oh, because that's how they
uncomf-
react to
but they were
uncomfortable
uncomfortable,
situations,
and
yes,
it's tense.
exactly.
And like we feel bad for our friend Mike. We're uncomfortable with what he's going through. Steve, you experienced it.
Yes.
Elliot and I are terrified about experiencing it, so we go through it through laughter, comedians, yada
Yes,
yada.
exactly.
Mike is one of the most talented, genuine, nice people that I know, and we're really worried about him, and we want him to be better.
Yes, exactly. Stop laughing. Stop
okay.
laughing.
I just
It
think
makes
there's-
people think
Elliot, it's your turn.
It's not
Elliot,
genuine.
it's your
No,
why
it's
are
not
you
that
laughing?
genuine. I think it's
Explain why
funny
you're
that-
laughing.
I think there's-
Explain it.
It's your turn, Elliot.
I think there's a no.
And
I
then
think
Joe
there's
and
a
I will
very,
both make sure to laugh
I
after
think
whatever it
there's
is
a
you
very
say.
good
is said.
chance that Mike heard all that and was fine and is like, why are they making sure?
Of course.
But at the same time, maybe he's in pain.
That's
and if
the
he's
thing.
In the
I
pain,
just don't
then
want to.
then that's different.
Literally where I'm at. I don't want to make light of his pain. But as Joe said, we're all comedians. We're fucked up people, and we all have our own pains. And
Yeah,
the way
you're
we
right.
cope with it is we laugh about shit. You can get that podcast on Mondays, or you can get it on Thursdays.
And to follow up with that, I am on the CDC.gov website, and it says, "How do I know if I have HPV?"
You'll never know.
There is
Everyone
no
has
test to
it.
find out a person's HPV. There is no test to find out a person's HPV status.
Elliot.
Also,
I swear to God.
No,
there
it
is
said it.
no
It said
approved-
Elliot.
The government put that
The
in there.
government said Elliot.
Elliot.
Just so you know, Elliot.
They're
It's
always
nice.
listening.
It's very
Elliot, they're
flattering.
listening.
It's the implication is so flattering that I am like that level of like.
Hey, guys. Can I just throw something out here?
I'm gonna.
Hold on, guys. Listen.
It also says
hold on,
all
Joe.
boy-
Hold on. Before you even say
No,
another
you
word.
hold on.
No, you fucking
You
hold
hold
on. I'll turn your
Joe
mic
should
off.
be
I've been holding
Listen,
on the
I'll
whole-
turn your mic off. I'm gonna say this right now, guys, and I'm saying this to the audience.
All right.
I'm saying this to everyone.
Yeah.
Find love, find happiness, live life to the fullest, and do it as soon as you possibly can.
That's such good advice that gets a little scary at the end.
It's actually just technically Latin, the Big Island.
Oh, yeah, I don't know what it's called. It's called. There's like.
Is it Maui?
Oahu's one, and Maui's a different island.
Maui's
Oahu-
not the big one?
No, the big island is called the Big Island.
Well, it's got a name that's not the Big Island.
Look it up, Joe.
That's what I'm doing.
Let's see what the internet says, huh?
Yeah. Man.
Christ. Elliot's wearing this terrifying mask.
He's wearing a Gimp mask.
The mask is so terrifying.
He's casually wearing a Gimp mask right now.
Yeah, and he's staring at me.
You think he could be looking the other way. You don't know. That's the thing.
It's just,
That's the mystery of the Gimp mask, Steven.
Are you looking at me, Elliot?
I'm just looking around, man. Just taking in the full view.
Yeah, man, that full view could be to the peripherals, though. Like, so you don't know.
Mm-hmm. I could be looking at that tree up there.
You
That's
could be,
fine.
you could be thinking that you're engaged in a one-on-one conversation, but he's not paying attention.
I
It's
can
just
actually see
very
Joe
strange.
right
It's
now.
so strange.
Yeah,
right
man,
now
his-
I'm looking directly at Joe.
I don't believe that. Your face is pointed at me.
But you don't know because he's wearing a Gimp
I do
mask.
know it's not possible to look at Joe.
I can see Joe.
No, you can't.
Joe, how many fingers are you holding up?
What?
And then
Three?
Joe
That's
says
what I thought.
three. See?
That's what I thought.
See?
4 fingers. I'm holding up 4 fingers,
There
right?
you go. That's what I was gonna say.
You guys ever been?
In Hawaii and in Florida is unlike anything.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah. I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine.
You're playing up the fact that you're wearing this Gimp mask, but nobody sees it but us.
Oh, I know.
It's hilarious to us. Like, if you guys were seeing this, you'd really enjoy it. Actually, I posted a Instagram thing, but I don't know. Maybe you saw it. Maybe you didn't.
Yeah, he's pulling it off. There it is. Two very different national parks.
Nomo is like against Somo and Nomo kind of go back and forth, and there's been like turf wars and stuff right like the middle of the state, longitudinally speaking, of course. And Joe was actually involved in the Nomo team of like
Oh, you were a Nomo boy.
2005
Straight
or
up
something like
Nomo.
that. It's kind of there in the local history. It's like kind of lore at this point, but it was an actual sort of conflict that happened. That they almost at that time Bush was president, and he almost got involved, but he didn't because they didn't have the funds because of the recession. Like it was right as the recession was happening, or about to being set up.
Is
to
there a
happen.
way?
He just said all of that with a Gimp mask on.
Is there?
That was all Gimp. That was all Gimp talk.
Is there like? Do you look down on the Somos? Because you're high above.
I think a lot of people do. They even if they don't consciously realize it.
Food names. Elliot, when more people show up than the 12-pack that you bring that you think is going to handle the event, what are you going to do?
What do you mean? What?
You're going to bring a 12-pack of beer to this event.
Oh, I know.
thinking that you can serve this
As I was
audience.
saying it, I was
what are
like,
you going to do, buddy?
I think we're gonna have enough alcohol.
Well, she just say that like the first 12 people get beer.
get one beer.
Get one beer. The first
12 pack of like Bud Light that I get.
Yeah.
No, we're gonna have a keg and we're gonna have wine and all that. Fun
That's
stuff.
fun.
Yeah, it'll be cool. But
It's brought to you by Elliot's Haircut. Are you gonna go with the same?
hey, you're being mean to me today. This is the second thing today. You've been mean as shit.
I
right?
just asked you half of a question.
Did you hear what he said earlier when we were out by the scooter?
No.
With the scooter, not by the scooter. He
Was the thing about
he
like,
brings up a photo of just Beavis and Butthead, and he zooms in on the shoes, and then he doesn't say anything. He just goes, and he starts looking down at my shoes, which are just these plain black, like very normal shoes. And they're just fine. They're just
I mean, it's pretty funny. It's pretty Mike. That's
What's
really
wrong
good.
with saying
That's really
Elliot,
good.
your current shoes, of which you have many, you have other shoes,
Right.
look
Exactly.
Right. It's
Like
so
a
funny.
cartoon
It's so
drawing.
funny.
Yes.
But then if you couple that with just my hair in general.
Yeah.
And then also, I was talking to Steve about this. We were like joking around or something, and I was like, I think it's funny that all my friends razz me, and definitely I don't think in the dead of night that it's serious and no one likes me.
Of course,
like
not.
for
Yeah,
sure that
that's
never
it, dude.
happens.
Good.
If we
So
ever do
here's the
roast
thing.
battle, please wear those shoes on stage.
So
I
here's
can
the-
say the same.
So
yeah,
here's what
you're
I'm
gonna
saying.
say that joke on stage, and I'm gonna have like 4 more that are prepared off
Yeah,
of stupid
that's true.
shoes, and it's gonna come. Yes, well, and I just bring out a piece of paper. I had a feeling you might say that, Mike.
Mike, you shouldn't have brought
I'd
it
like
up.
to talk
'cause
about your teeth for a little bit.
You know, here's the thing, Mike. You know he would have brought. You said that Mike pulled up an image of Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah.
And then pointed at your shoes.
He kind of looked down and giggled at him.
Okay, he looked down, so you knew that he was targeting your shoes.
Well, I've known Mike for a while, and
Yes or no is fine.
you're right. Yes,
You knew he was targeting your shoes. Okay.
I did. Yes, sir.
And yet you followed up with the fact that you were like, then I thought about my hair, and then I looked at what I was wearing. Now, to me, it sounds like these are other insecurities that you added on to Mike's initial observation. Yes.
During the podcast, mid-podcast.
Oh, he made fun of
if
your
you'll
hair.
recall, Mike actually made fun of the hair.
Got it,
which was in short
got it.
succession to the previous insult regarding the shoe wear.
Okay, so you're saying now in us making this your hair the subject of conversation, and more so than the subject of your shoes,
Yeah.
is it giving you more of a complex about your hair?
No.
Is that because you're gonna get a haircut really soon?
It is that, yeah.
Okay.
But
if this was your haircut,
yeah, if this was like a 4 or 5 day old haircut, like I was sort of settled into it,
Yeah.
I might feel a certain level of buried, anxiety about it as a result of being mocked so publicly for my personal style choices.
and I think that that's perfectly acceptable.
Also,
think you did.
now I'm going to say a compliment thing. First of all, don't do that. I'm going to, and this is my compliment. I think you are the only American who can pull off shopping at Top Man.
That's so fucking funny.
Really good, Mike. You're on fire today.
That's
good
really
stuff, guys.
funny.
I'm having a great time. Thanks for having me.
You look like the guy. You know what you look like right now, Elliot? You look like the guy that greets you when you go to H&M.
The mannequin.
You look like the mannequin that greets
Last night
you.
we were streaming and Joe was wearing like a white cap that
Oh,
said,
yeah,
like
we had a
soccer
lot of
mom and
fun.
like his vest, and one of the streamers on Twitch said Joe looks like a mannequin that was dressed by 5 different people.
There were so many good ones.
This has been.
I think the sound, the feeling of opening the Tiny Jam packets is very satisfying. That little tab,
Yeah.
and you peel it.
Tiny Jam
one of my
Packets
favorite-
was my first extension that I bought for GarageBand.
Thank you guys for having me on your podcast. This has been a pleasure.
No.
No, I actually am.
Are you
leaving.
out?
Nah,
Yeah.
it's not time.
Thank you, Elliot.
Thank you, Mike.
Thanks for coming, buddy. Thank
has
you for
been
sharing
fun.
your knowledge of biscuits.
Thank you for letting me make myself feel better by making fun of you for a second.
I love you guys very much.
I
I
love you
always
too.
enjoy a good time.
Don't spend too long on those comebacks.
He's going to call us in the middle of this, be like, and your shoes look stupid too.
You look like you stepped in 200 paint cans. There it goes.
Very upset.
Ladies and gentlemen, Elliot Morgan.
He was.
Look at that grand opening. What?
Did you
I've had a morning.
did you snowboard here?
Hold on a second. Are you 14 years old?
I drank glass. I
Did
had
you,
alcohol.
Elliot? And forgive me for asking.
These are
go
electrolytes
ahead.
to replenish my body.
Did you
After a fun evening.
mountain bike?
Dude,
Same
real
joke.
quick,
Same joke.
quick
Same
question.
joke. Different
Quick question,
recreational
Elliot.
I
activity.
have so many.
quick question. Did mom forget to bring you cherry?
What the? You guys are weird.
It's
roasting me over
what's
Gatorade.
Weird, what's weird is that
Gatorade
it's
is
the
for
orange.
children.
Gatorade is not.
Gatorade
for
is for children.
absolutely
Drink
not
some
for children.
Pedialyte like
Gatorade-
a goddamn adult.
Gatorade is Pedialyte for teenagers.
Yeah.
It's Gatorade.
It's for teenagers.
What a weird
I
idea
drink
to have.
kombucha.
I still can't.
You have a nice speaking voice, Elliot.
Thank you. Wow, that's the first nice thing So far, I've heard dumb shirt and why you drink that.
I never said dumb shirt.
The
I said
fuck is
terry
wrong with
cloth.
you people?
I didn't
ShamWow.
say
What is
dumb
this
shirt
like?
either.
Are you guys the old Muppets? Is that kind of
Yeah,
the
we're gonna
brand
be.
that
You've
you're
said that
becoming?
before.
Oh,
We're
really?
Walder and Waldorf.
Yeah, Walder
All
and
right,
Waldorf.
listen, guys. Talk about.
I don't want to.
Please use the cup holders. Please use the coasters. We don't want any rings on this disgusting table.
We don't want you to get any of your stream on this.
We don't want to get any of your children's drink on the table here.
You know what
What a weird-
electrolytes does?
I've
to
literally
it?
never heard that.
It's for babies. And so here's the question for you.
What a dumb
Wait,
idea.
here, can I
That's
just
so
say this?
Stupid. What you're saying is so
Can
stupid.
I just say this? It's absolutely not stupid.
It's so stupid.
At least it's funny. Mike's laughing.
It's funny because
Listen,
it's one of those things that's
it's
like,
funny
I
because-
can't believe it's, you got to drink Gatorade. You guys are reaching.
Gatorade's for children.
I don't
so
think.
You're a bunch of fucking morons.
no adults drink.
You're a fucking idiot. You
drink.
know that?
No adults drink this.
Dude,
So
soccer
let me.
practice makes them so
Fucking idiot.
ornery.
You're like
Not even the sports.
just
they're just
desperate.
sponsored.
You're,
They're
this
just
is the comedic equivalent of like a really desperate guy at
Gatorade
a bar who's just like,
Gatorade's-
hey, it's like it's Gatorade's like it's like you're wrong.
Gatorade
It's
is
just
the
a
is
drink.
the
Who gives a
McDonald's of the
shit?
soft drink world.
Mhm.
It's for children who like sugar.
The McDonald's.
It's for
of
children who
the-
like sugar and their parents want them to have electrolytes.
You call this the McDonald's of you call this a soft drink? See again, you're reaching. It's fine.
It's a
fine.
soft drink. No, this is
You
a
can
soft
keep
drink.
riffing. You can keep riffing. Enjoy.
Gatorade is a soft drink.
You can't just say somebody's
Not your
reaching
best.
and have it be true just
Man.
because you don't like
You
it.
know what's nice though? It's nice to be on it to watch you the poor quality
It's
of
nice
your
to
comedy.
have Mike
I think
back
you're
me
so
up.
funny, and I think that it's so nice to just be like, no, this isn't it. You know what is it? This isn't it, Chief. That's what you are right now.
You stop the Christmas music with your
I know.
negativity.
What happened to the good cheer?
You suck the Christmas.
You know
cheer
what?
out this
We were
morning.
having a
I'm not-
really
Oh,
nice
yeah, yeah.
episode until Elliot Morgan came in.
Right.
Just kidding. We asked you to come in.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's
So
going
it's
on,
our
guys?
fault. But
Twice as much Gatorade in the Gatorade.
listen to me. The commercial.
It's just I don't find it's so hard to not
this
find
is the
you guys funny.
This is the commercial.
It's hard for me. It's a process.
Elliot,
finding
stop
you
being
so
angry
unfunny.
about drinking your children's drink. About trying to enjoy a children's drink.
It's a replenishing,
listen.
flavorful,
Listen.
electrolyte filled.
You have no stake in Gatorade. Just relax.
I'm from the University of Florida. I'm literally have a stake in Gatorade.
Was Gatorade created in Florida?
Do you just grab other people's fucking belongings?
Do you know how many?
You know
sh-
what? I
how-
don't like being a part of this right now. Put my fucking belongings
Do you
down.
know how
piece
many-
of shit? What are you doing?
He
Do you
wants
know
you to
how
put.
many grams
Why are you
of sugar?
grabbing my?
He wants you to grab. He wants you to put down his belongings.
Yes, please put down my belongings. Now, what's this? Target
Please
fit?
ask permission before you pick up anybody's belongings. Anybody that thing here that is not yours, please ask before you pick it up. And that's a general rule.
Calling-
And that goes for myself.
Calling
I'm so sorry
Gatorade
for
one
the-
of your belongings is the most homeless thing you've ever done.
There it is. Okay, that's a good one.
Holy shit!
That's so good. Call.
Hey, you leave my belongings alone!
Don't touch my treasures, god damn it!
There's 7 Gatorade bottles in here, sir.
Half-drank
Those are my
bottles.
treasures! Each one's a different spell, and if I lose them, I'm fucked.
I can't wait to go to Florida. Jesus Christ.
I'm not trying to get stuck in your time.
I'm living in a nightmare. It's a funny joke, though, Mike.
I don't want to be here as much as you don't want me here.
Okay. It's just I'm not used to hearing it after I tell a joke, so it throws
It's
me off.
probably the glucose levels due to the children's drink.
I'll leave.
Did you
I
crash?
will walk out. I will. You have one more Gatorade
Guys,
joke.
I
and I'm
have 2
fucking
more
leaving.
jokes. I have 2 more jokes.
You're not allowed to be this unfunny,
Okay,
Steve.
all right. Have a pretzel,
It's
Elliot.
offensive.
Hey, relax.
That's what you have to do when you're misbehaving. You have to have a pretzel.
Add a little sodium into there.
Get your trash away from me.
Okay. Yeah.
Well,
Pass.
Mike, I think it's very funny that you have to hold it up.
Contains no fruit juice.
Of course not.
It says nothing about being for children.
How many grams of sugar does it have?
Let's see here.
How many pounds of sugar does that drink?
It has 45 milligrams of potassium, so might as well be.
No, don't do the good stuff. That's like
21
eating
grams
2
of
bites
sugar.
of a banana.
21 grams.
21 grams is
You
it's,
could
it's a sugary drink.
you could hold that with 2 hands.
Um,
That's like drinking a liter of soda.
I guess it is kind of a kid's drink.
Yeah, hang out. You should hang out for. Shouldn't he hang out? He should just hang out, right?
It has lightning on
If
it.
you want to hang out, you should hang out. But I got to do some ad
That's because
reads.
of the electrolytes.
Let's do some ad reads.
Oh, hang out for the ad reads?
No,
Absolutely
and
not.
then after, and we'll continue talking to you.
Have you ever listened to ad reads on this show? Because it's different. You don't have to be here if you're gonna have that holiday puss on your face. You don't have to be here.
This is a form of.
And it had been about half an hour after everyone else went to bed. And I think it was like maybe 4:30 in the morning, maybe even 5. And Chelsea was like, okay, I got to go to bed. And I was like, okay, cool. So and she's like, will you walk me into Elliot's room? Because I feel kind of like, I don't want to intrude and
Unsafe.
freak him out or anything. Very unsafe. She told me about that, but we don't have to talk about that part. But anyway, so we brought...
Funny joke.
We brought Chelsea down.
That's a hilarious bit.
I brought Chelsea down to your room, and then I opened the door quietly, and she got into her bed, and I just want to make sure everything was fine. And then I go over to Elliot, and he's turned on his side, facing the wall, and
Some would say asleep.
Dead asleep. As asleep as you can possibly be. Probably having a great dream.
I think I was dreaming.
And I decide to, crawl into his bed to, spoon him. That was my plan.
That's nice.
Just at 5 in the morning. And the second I lift the cover and try to step in, he wakes up, smacks my shoulder and goes, no, you're a terrible person. Terrible person. You're terrible. Go get out of here. Fuck you. Go to bed.
That's a man with clear boundaries.
And I was like, oh shit. I was like, totally. Because I knew in my mind there were only 2 ways it could have gone. And really, the one way was we do a fun little bit for a second. It's funny, whatever. Everyone goes to sleep. It's fine. Or Ellie did not want that at all.
I would have thought either what happened, or there's full on it's love making.
Oh, like we ended up making love?
Yeah.
Well,
nowhere in between.
No, that wouldn't happen. But it would have been a bit. It would have been if I had been awake and you'd crawled in.
Yeah,
maybe
exactly.
There would have been maybe.
But you were
some,
not ready for that in any way.
I just remember it was like. It felt like I'm like a light sleeper. Like I knew where you were exactly, and my hand. I just remember going directly on your chest as you were coming.
Yeah, yeah.
You were entering toward me, and I stiff armed you basically,
Yeah.
like a football player.
Yeah,
and I was
yeah.
like, nope, fuck you. You're a bad person.
Yeah,
Get
you're a
out
bad
of here.
person. Yeah. It was funny because it was the way anyone would react to that moment.
And also, you reacted perfectly by going, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, that's too much. Yeah, it's too much. I'm going to bed. Good night, everybody.
He didn't like it.
That's good. We all learned.
And there
a
was
little bit about ourselves.
no hard feelings either way.
No,
It was just a fun story.
It was very fun. All right, Mike, you want to? Company.
Merry Christmas on your calendar. Oops.
Come on, man. What the fuck? Why would you do that?
I know.
Is it a calendar? Did you give me a calendar?
What if I did that? What if I ruined
I mean,
people's
Elliot,
Christmas presents?
Mike would
What
be.
if you said exactly what it was?
I couldn't if I wanted to. I can't remember the exact. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see this. Merry Christmas.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
And now we're goddamn back.
Now we're back,
In
baby,
the
and
new
it
year,
feels
we're
good.
best friends again.
And we got a great episode where we make fun of Elliot for over 20 minutes.
That I know that you didn't have a good time, but some of those,
I'm glad you know that.
some of the zingers.
I'm glad I've made that clear.
What I'm worried about is the fact that you didn't understand how funny most of that was.
Yeah.
And I'm worried about
mean,
your comic sensibility because
I just think that you're not having a great morning so far.
Just tired. I am truly just tired.
Yeah, and I think, and I understand that, and I'm seeing this from an empathetic position, and I understand that that amount of goofing and at your expense while you're not feeling particularly great and are tired doesn't feel good.
I appreciate your understanding.
Yeah, yeah.
And I did appreciate many of the zingers.
But of course, we love you.
And I love you guys, and we're all very loving, which is why we can be so truthful and honest with each
Absolutely.
other when I want nothing to do with your podcast.
Right, exactly.
We get that.
And that's why I have every right to call you out for having a children's drink.
And I'm out.
In the well, Gatorade's a children's drink is all I want to say about it. So you don't have to.
This has been.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so If she has a good, yeah, we have quite a bit more footage this time around, but
We're almost done.
Sorry, we're saying goodbye right now. Sorry. Yes. Oh, yes.
We're gonna drink out of tiny straws after.
But
this.
anyway, yeah, I just want.